Hello everyone, welcome on in. It is time for us to finish Chaos Child. I guess this part is for the YouTube video, if I decide to combine these into one video, which I might. Pardon the change from PNG tuber to live 2D model. I did the first part with the PNG tuber last week, and we're finishing it now. And since it's the final one, I wanted to use my live 2D model as a parting thing. I don't know. Don't listen to any logic. There isn't that much logic. I also forgot the D-sword is here on the screen. I guess you can't see it because I'm in front of it. But there's a D-sword behind me that I forgot about. That's there. If you are live in chat right now, I have a poll at the top right now asking for predictions, or I guess I could just make a prediction now that I think about it. Squints. Wait, let me make a prediction instead, because it is a prediction. I don't want to report the poll, I just want to end it early. Okay, well, ignore the poll, I'm gonna set up a prediction. I'm stupid. I forgot predictions exist. That was the last time I used it. That's crazy. That was craziness. Cutely pops it out so you can actually... Oh my god, it's snow with us. I forgot about all those previous ones. Anyways, you guys could have a whole half hour to guess. Okay, I've set up the prediction. There we go. Hopefully you guys can ignore that poll then. So there is a prediction. You can use your channel points to put in your guesses for whether or not you think we will finish the game with only 90 hours recorded on Steam, or under 90 hours, because we're currently at 86 hours according to Steam, so it'll be interesting to see how much is left of the game and if we'll beat it in under 90 hours or not. Speaking of polls, there is a poll in the Discord as well to determine what time we will start the watch party for Occultic 9, since we'll be done with this tonight. The times are either the usual stream time, 7:30 Pacific, or an hour earlier at 6:30 instead. If neither time works for you, I'm sorry. But yeah, so ignore the poll, pay attention only to the prediction, place your bets for how long you think is left of the game. You'll have a half hour to do so. And then make sure you vote in the Discord poll, especially if you're in the Discord community, so that way we can know when to watch Occultic 9 together. Cause yeah. Claps. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, I think that's all I wanted to say before we got into this. Well, I guess technically we're not gonna do this. Yeah, I think that's it. It's gonna be so weird being done with this game. But yeah, that's the wrong... This is restarting the start of the true ending. Why am I like this? Why am I stupid? Why am I stupid in the head? Oh, interesting. This is blatantly called Serika chapter. I don't know how I didn't notice that last week. Like, I just kind of figured it's like, yeah, of course, this true ending is obviously Serika POV, is obviously Serika's route, quote unquote. I'm dumb in many ways. Shocking, I know. Anyways. Spaces out immediately. I am doing great. Okay. I'll take a quick sippy before we get right into more reading. I listened to Kunosato-san talk until late in the evening and just barely managed to catch the last train home. And the second I fall into bed, I feel an exhaustion coming on that I can't fight. And I fall asleep without even changing clothes. You know what, that's fair. Mood. Relatable. So much happened today. I'm sure that I'll never forget it. What about the old me, though? Did she ever have any amazing experiences like this? Or was her life just completely ordinary and peaceful? No, you're the one that's been banished to ordinary, peaceful life. Not your old you. She doesn't even know. There's a white light in front of me. It's so bright and so hot, it feels like it might burn me. And this light is shining on me, bright as could be. It's the same light from before. It's probably the headlights of the car that hit me back then. This is part of my memories from that accident. And it's too bright for me to see the car. All I can see is the light shining on me. It feels like, back when it happened, I yelled something really important. And then I was crying as I did it. But I can't remember what it was. It's so frustrating to have fragments of memories, but not the whole thing. The headlights in my dream grow brighter and brighter, and eventually, everything turns completely white. And that's when I wake up. I put my hands on my cheek. It's wet. I must have been crying. I rub my red eyes as hard as I can and stand up. Maybe I can finally say goodbye to these dreams today. I look at the clock, only to realize it's only been 3 hours since I went to sleep. I stay awake until dawn, thinking and doing research. Maybe this is just who I am, and I never knew. Before I went to sleep, I put together everything I'd researched, and started thinking from there. As I thought about it all, I found what questions I still had, and researched those things specifically. For some strange reason, when I was working, I didn't feel sleepy at all. Maybe I should get a job at Momose-san's company someday. Thank you for your contribution to the challenge, Peachy, and don't forget to put a prediction at the top of chat of whether or not you think this game will be completed either over 90 hours or under 90 hours. Starting with 86 hours recorded on Steam today. Also, speaking of things like that, don't forget to vote in the poll in the Discord to determine what time we'll start watching Occultic 9 next week. You must have stepped aside when I was talking about that. Or maybe the old me was a fan of detective-like stuff? Nobody's ever told me anything like that, though. Today is Sunday. No, it's Saturday. A normal girl might be getting ready to go shopping with her friends. But I'm different. Just like Kanazato-san told me 2 days ago, now I... Alright, let's go. It's still a little early, but I quickly get ready and leave. I'm not like other girls. I mean, she's not, but... Chaos Child Syndrome is a treatable illness. It is not dangerous and it is not communicable. Harassment of patients is a violation of their human rights and is forbidden by law. Let us strive for an equal society, free from discrimination. I look up at the board. It's still displaying the message from yesterday. I stand a little ways from the station entrance and watch the people go by. And then quickly find the group I'm looking for. Are they going shopping? There's a group of Chaos Child Syndrome patients walking through the crowd. They're all old women. No, young girls. They're crossing the street, home while laughing, talking, and wearing the same exact clothes that younger people wear. I have no idea what their real ages are. But from the way they talk, it's possible that they might be middle school girls. Which means they might be a part of Hekiho Academy's middle school. Oh, The people around them are ignoring them, probably because they've seen them a million times before. But a couple of foreigners are staring at them in shock. They're even pulling their phones out and taking pictures. But the girls show no signs of noticing and simply continue their conversation. So, he was right. I remember what Miyashia told me the other day. We really don't notice. It's not like it doesn't even exist for us. It's like it doesn't even exist for us. I can read. He told me about the strange symptoms of Chaos Child Syndrome. From my perspective, all the students at Hekiho looked like normal middle school and high school kids. I didn't just see them. Sometimes I would touch them, and their skin didn't feel like an old person's at all. But you knew what people were saying about you, right? Right, a thought that I had that I didn't share is that since they look like old people, that's probably why they weren't stopped at the Love Hotel by the police officers. That's probably why they weren't scolded. It's like, hey, you're in school uniforms. Why are you here at a Love Hotel? That's probably why they weren't stopped. So, like... because that never got addressed again. But I thought about it, I think while I was video editing or something. It's like, wait a minute. That's why the police didn't stop them. We never got the answer to that. But now we do have the answer, even if it's not being addressed directly. Anyways. Did I read this? Or did I stop myself? I don't remember. I'll reread it just to be sure. But you knew what people were saying about you, right? Not at all. We thought that Chaos Child Syndrome was a type of PTSD caused by the earthquake. I mean, it's not that. It's definitely not that either, but... PTSD? Yeah, what she said. What does that mean again? Post-traumatic stress disorder. Don't ask me how I know. It feels like I've heard it before. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Basically, their memories from the earthquake would cause flashbacks, which would then lead to depression or nausea. That's how Miyashiro and the others were made to understand their symptoms. But the reality was completely different. Even though we've seen or heard countless images, videos, and audio clips about the syndrome, we couldn't have been more wrong. And I only just learned recently that all the victims were CCS patients too. And the next thing I knew, the girls with CCS had vanished to the other side of the street. They walk around and live normal lives, just like everyone else does. And they can talk to people, and they can watch TV and browse online. But anything about their real appearance, anything that would tell them they actually have the bodies of very old people, they won't see or hear. It's kind of like they're living their own wonderful dream. That's how it feels to me. The day after I heard what Miyashiro had to say, I borrowed Ali's phone again and did my own research on Chaos Child Syndrome. When I looked at what I saw online in light of what he told me, I realized how many people had really had no idea what they were talking about. And it was like, they just accepted the superficial things they were told, and didn't even try to find the truth. And they were shutting their eyes and covering their ears, looking at all the stuff they didn't want to see or hear. I also learned that people like that were called wrong-siders. Oh girl, no, that's just Miyashiro being Miyashiro. They're on the wrong side of the information divide. And then there's Kurisu Nono-san. I also learned something important about Kurisu Nono-san, the girl who might have been my friend. Something that could very well be a huge clue toward learning about my past. I guess it's almost time. Look at the clock and see that it's nearly time. I head into the crowd in the direction the little girls had gone, and start walking to my destination. I could see the inside of the academy from a distance. There's no one there, not even the guard from the other day. None of the people who thought they were students of the school are there. Detective Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san's plan is working, so far. I call up an image in my mind. One of the men I saw on Kunosato-san's computer. His name was... Makoe Shuichi. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes in the fragments of my memories, I would see him in a special place. It wasn't a classroom or the club room. It was a mysterious place surrounded by machinery. He was standing there and telling me something. Before the accident, I had been meeting with him in private in a secret place in the school. So, where is it? Eek. I roll around and see Kunosato-san standing behind me. When did she get here? She could have at least said hello first. Where in the school is it? Where's the detective? Where is he? They just went inside from their rear gate. I pulled some strings. Now the school's empty. Once we're inside, we'll be fine. We should get going too. Kunosato-san starts walking. She stands up tall, like always, and walks right into the school. I follow behind her, bent over and trying to be sneaky. And when I told them 2 days ago about the vision I'd had, when I told them about the place where I'd been meeting Makoe, all three of them went pale. It had been in that room. It had been a place in Hekiho Academy that wasn't a classroom or a club room, a place where the sun never shone. It had been filled with machines I didn't recognize. The man named Wakabi had been standing there, telling me something. When I told them that, Kunosato-san put her hand to her forehead and yanked on her hair in frustration. She'd already thoroughly searched Hekiho Academy. I guess I didn't search it thoroughly enough, she said, frustrated. Of course, we had to go search the school again. The question was what to do with Miyashiro. I didn't think he needed to come with us, but evidently he had to go wherever the device was that I'd seen in my vision. Kunosato-san and Shinjo-san told me they'd been searching for that device this whole time. So, where is it? Kunosato-san asked me that again as she walks ahead of me. I follow behind her and try to summon the vision in my head, but I'm still not sure. I'm not sure. I'll have to walk through the school. When I find it, I'll say so. We don't have a lot of time. I can't have this place emptied out for long. I understand. We walk inside the school building. When we get inside, we see the two of them standing in a corner. It seems like there's less than half time left for the prediction up in Twitch. If you would like to make a prediction, please do so now. We should have about 15-ish minutes left, something like that, because I set it for a half hour. So you have some time, but don't forget to predict, because it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. When we get inside, we see the two of them standing in a corner. He really is here, Miyashiro Takeru. He's not wearing handcuffs or any kind of restraints. Excuse me, detective? I mean, yes. I didn't mean to repeat the sound he made. I meant to read the text box. I'm doing great. I thought this yesterday too, but don't you two trust him a little too much? You know he's a serial killer, right? Shouldn't you be a little more careful? Oh, girlie doesn't even know. I suddenly feel like an idiot for saying that. I'm just a teenage girl. Why would a detective take advice from me?
Oh.
I could see why you'd think that. Well, there's no need to worry about Miyashiro-kun. He won't do anything. Forget it. Shut up and start looking. Oh, Kunosato. Forget it? Isn't staying safe really important? I really don't understand what's going on.
わかりました。
Alright,
行きますよ。
let's go. I looked down the hallway from the entrance. I remember the vision again. It was a very dark spot.
日の当た
It's
らない
somewhere in the
校舎
building
か。
that doesn't get any
それ
light.
とも
Maybe it's
地下
underground?
かな。
I start walking, relying only on my hazy memories. I'll start by checking all the hallways. Something might ring a bell. The others follow after me, staring intently at their surroundings. I keep paying close attention too, to see if I remember anything.
あ、そうだ。
Oh, right. I turn back to face Kinosato-san as I walk.
クルス
There's something I
ノナ
wanted
さ
to
んについ
ask about
て聞きたいことがあるん
Kurisi-nono-san.
ですけど。
今お前が
Is
す
that
るべ
really
き
what
こ
you
と
should be focusing on right now?
う
She's staring at me incredibly fiercely, but it's something that I have to know. I won't back down.
クルスさん、
Kurisu-san
怪
was
我をし
injured,
てま
right?
したよね。
In the chest.
胸のところ。
Yeah,
Oh,
oh, that's right.
確かに。
The detective answers me instead of Kunosato-san. I glance at Miyashiro before I speak again.
ネットで見たんです
I
け
read
ど。
online that it happened because
それって
she got
例
caught
の
up in
事
the
件に
murders.
巻き込まれたせ
Is
いだっ
that
て。
true?
本当ですか？
Understandable ellipsis from Takudu. Yeah, their expressions are understandable, just like, Man, even an ellipsis from Kunosato. For some reason, all three of them fall silent. Miyashiro is the one responsible for this so-called return of the new generation madness. And he didn't kill himself like he said he would. Apparently he chickened out and surrendered instead. There were a lot of different rumors circulating about why he said he was going to publicly kill himself. And the most popular one was that it was because he had failed to recreate the new generation madness. The original new generation madness 6 years ago was composed of 7 murders. But this time, there were only 6. There was supposed to be another on November 4th, but he failed. And it was Kurisi Nono-san who was supposed to be the target. She was Miyashiro's stepsister. It didn't make the news, but on November 4th, Kurisi-san was attacked by someone and then fell into a coma. She was found in time to save her life, but she was still asleep, something I saw for myself in that hospital room. Comatose baby. And of course, the one who was thought to have attacked her was...
どうなの？
Well,
Miyashiro.
Miyashiro. I glare at him, but he doesn't respond. He just looks back at me, and for some reason, his eyes look incredibly sad. I just can't understand what this murderer is thinking. And his thinking kind of similarly in reverse. That's why I decided to start telling him what I researched.
同じ施設だったの
You're
よ
in
ね
the same orphanage, right?
妹さんに
Did you
聞
try
い
to
て
kill
お
another
姉さん
sister
の
after
手
you
にか
killed
け
the
ようと
first
したの
one?
クルスさんと同じ
And you were in the newspaper
新聞
club
部に
with
いた
her.
みたいね
Your names were both on a
アップ
video that
され
was
てた動画
uploaded.
に名前が残っていたもの
I'm not sure if I should ask what I really want to know. After all, I should have realized yesterday. When Miyashiro called Kurisu-san Nono by her first name, Kurisu-san and Miyashiro must have been close. Which means that, since I'm Kurisu-san's friend, he has to have known the old me too.
あんた
Do you
私を知
know
ってる
me?
の
知らない。
No. There's no hesitation in his voice. It's clearer and louder than I've ever heard him before.
そんなはずない
That's
よ
impossible. I
私
have
と
a
ク
photo
ル
of
ス
me
さん
and
が
Kurisu-san
一緒に写ってる
together.
写真があるんだから
知らない
I。don't know you.
僕と
No
ノ
one
ノ
and I
は
didn't
仲
get
が悪
along.
かった。
I don't know who she
ノ
was
ノの友
friends
達関
with.
係なんて把握してない。
その写真
That photo was taken in the
新聞部の
newspaper
部室で
club
撮られた
room.
ものよ
You were the club
部
president.
長だったあな
There's
た
no
が
way you wouldn't
知らない
know.
わけないでしょ
知らない
I don't know you.
おい
You can talk about that
そういう
later.
話は後に
Move
し
your
ろ
ass.
急げ
Kunosato-san suddenly pushes me hard from behind. It's like she's trying to cut me off for Miyoshiro's sake. Because she is. Because she is. Both Miyashiro and the detective start walking faster too. It's almost like they decide in advance that this is how they would respond to that question. Because they probably did. What's going on? This doesn't make any sense. It really does feel like Momose-san and Kunosato-san are hiding something about my past. Because they are. And then there's the way Detective Shinjo-san acted when he first saw me. And more than anything, there's the way that Miyashiro cried when he first saw me. I hear myself grinding my teeth. I ball my hands into fists. This is so unbelievably frustrating. I have all these huge hints, all of which seem really, really important. And I know that everyone is trying to hide something from me. But I just can't remember what that something is.
そっちはダメだ
Not that way. Huh? Miyashiro suddenly speaks up in a sharp tone. We all stop. And the sign tells us that the annex is up ahead. This is where I found the newspaper club room before.
何
What is it?
そっちは最後
We'll
だ
go there lost.
他の可
Unless
能
we've
性を
checked
全て
everywhere
潰して
else.
からだ
何なのあんた
What's your problem?
別にど
It
こから
doesn't
でも
matter
いい
where
で
we
しょ
start, does it?
それ
And if
に
we go to the
新聞
newspaper
部に行けば
club room,
何
I
か
might
ヒン
find
トが
some hint.
お前は
You're here to help Nono,
ノノを
right?
助けにここに来てるんだろ新聞部の
There's
周り
no
に怪しい部
suspicious
屋なん
rooms
てな
around
かっ
the
た
newspaper club.
これは間
I'm
違い
sure
な
of
い
that. Miyashiro turns around without waiting for my answer.
あんたちょっと
Hey, wait, huh? Wait. I suddenly see a clear vision in my mind and yell. That was...
どうした
What is it? My legs start moving on their own. The memories become clearer along with the vision. The view of the courtyard from the window, the trees and the plants. The scene of the window connects with my memories. That's right. Whenever I talked with Wakui in that strange room, I always went through this hallway, I think. And after going through this hallway, what did I do?
おい
Hey,
思い
did
出
you
したの
remember?
ちょっと静かに
Be
してく
quiet,
ださい
please. I can't
気が散り
concentrate.
ます
I start to walk, following the hazy trail in my memories. And then I end up outside the annex. This is the first floor of the annex. I'm standing in front of the building's wall. Why do I feel like I have to do something to the wall? I'm not sure why, but I do what the memories tell me to. I put my hand on the wall.
No.
What? I hear Miyashiro and the detective gasp. Huh? I can't believe what I'm seeing either. My hand goes through the wall. My hand goes straight into the school building, like there was nothing there. I can see the wall, but it doesn't actually exist in reality. I can't feel anything pressing up against my hand.
そこか
So that's why we couldn't find it.
何
What
これ
is this? My mind is shocked and confused, but my body remembers this feeling. I push forward and deeper into the wall. The next thing I know, I'm inside the wall up to my shoulder without any resistance. It looks like something out of a cartoon. Suddenly, I come back to my senses and leap back. I fall backward on my butt. When I look up, the wall is still in front of me. It's hard to believe that my hand just went through it. What,
どういう
what's
こと
going on? It was my own memories that brought me here, but I'm still stunned.
思った通りだ。
Just like I thought. He used a
もう
delusion
シンク
synchro
ロを
to
使って
hide it.
隠してあったな。
No wonder I couldn't find it.
道理で見つからないわけだ。
Konosata-san goes up and puts her hand against the wall. It disappears, just like mine did.
実際に見
It's
せ
like
られると
magic when you actually see
まる
it
で
up
魔法
close.
だな。
I can't believe it.
信じられない。
実際に
It's just an illusion,
ただ
really.
の錯覚だがな。
そうです
That's
ね
right. Can you see
中は見えま
inside?
すか
俺が確かめ
I'll
よ
take a look. The detective pokes his head in, and it disappears into the wall without any resistance.
暗くてよ
It's too
く
dark
見
to
えな
see
い
through,
が
but I think there's some stairs
多分
going
階段だ。
down.
地下へ続いてる。
新聞部の
So it was right under the
真
newspaper
下だ
club
ったっ
this
て
whole
ことですか
time.
バカにされている
It's
よう
like
だ
he's
な。
mocking
ま
us.
ったく。
The detective then takes something out of his pocket. It's a small flashlight.
5分経って
If I don't come
俺が
back
戻
after
らない
5
ようなら
minutes,
逃げろ。
run. He tosses something at Kunosata-san, who grabs it. It looks like a car key.
宮代くんの
Just
姿
don't let
だけ
anyone
は
see
誰にも見せる
Miyashiro-kun.
な。
Remember,
あと
the accelerator
ア
is
クセ
on
ル
the
は右
right.
だからな。
待て。
Wait.
ん
Huh.
銃をすぐ
Make
使
sure
え
you've
るよう
got
に
your
してい
gun
て。
ready. Forget the
威嚇
warning
射撃なんて
shots.
するな。
If you see him, shoot him immediately.
構わず撃て。
You know what? Fair.
おいおい。
Cool your
ここ
jets.
はあんたの
Japan
国じゃ
isn't
ないん
like
だか
where
ら
you
な。
come from, you know? Ah, right, she's American. The detective takes out his gun and puts it in his other hand anyway. Oh, sorry. Serika narration. It's fine. It's the first time I've ever seen one, and I feel a shiver run down my back. I'm forced to realize once more that this isn't a game.
気をつけて
Be careful.
あ、
Yeah. The detective puts his hand up against the wall without any hesitation, and then he heads inside.
宮代。そっちを見張っていろ。
Miyashiro, you watch that side.
はい
Right. And the two of them ignore my shock as they stand back to back and watch their surroundings. They don't seem surprised by this at all. In fact, this almost seems like a normal, everyday occurrence for them. I force myself to calm down, stand up, and then wipe the mud off of my clothes. I have goosebumps.
あの、
Can someone explain what just happened? What is this?
これ。
Neither of them look at me. I just continue to keep watch.
皆さんは
What are you trying to
何をしようとしてるん
do?
ですか？
カオスチャイルド
We
症
need the
候群
data
の
in
治療の
Wakui's
ヒン
lab
ト
to
を
get
得
a
るた
clue
め
for how to cure Chaos Child
涌井の
syndrome.
研究室
I
に
thought
あ
I
るデ
told
ータ
you
が
that.
必要だ。そう言っただろう。
I know that. You told me 2 days ago.
そうじゃな
No,
くて。
I meant...
その
I can't find the words. Too much just happened, and I don't know what to even ask. With nothing else to do, I decided to stand guard as well. Third ellipsis. I hate this. Just sitting here and letting time pass feels awful. I thought it had finally been 5 minutes by now, but it's been less than 1. Oof. Mood, though. As I keep looking at the time.
無事か。
You're safe?
はあ。
Yeah.
あ。
Yeah.
わかっ
Got it.
た。
Kanosata-san hangs up and turns toward me.
クリアだ。
It's clear.
ついてこ。
Let's go. And then, as soon as the words are out of her mouth, she vanishes into the wall. What am I supposed to do? I don't even know what's going on. I'm terrified.
君はここ
It's
まで
as
で
far
い
as you have to go.
い急いで学
Hurry
園の
and
外
leave
へ
the
出ろ
school grounds. Huh? Miyashita turns his back to me.
ノンノたちは
I'll find a cure
僕
for
が
Nana
絶対
and
に
the
回復さ
others.
せる
I promise.
案内ありがとう
Thanks for bringing us here.
あ
No,
の、
wait.
それじゃあ
This is it.
さよなら
Goodbye. Miyashiro smiles and disappears beyond the wall. After hearing his words, my chest starts to hurt, almost like someone is squeezing it.
あれ
Huh?
どうしたの
What's happening to me?
私
I can't run away. I just continue to stand in front of the wall, feeling like I've lost something important. I know this feeling from somewhere, but I don't know where. I definitely forgotten something important. What the hell is this feeling? Damn it all! I slap my hands against my cheeks as hard as I can. Old me would have gone through this wall. I know that for sure. So there's nothing to be afraid of. It's much more important than I remember. I put my hand up against the wall one more time to make sure that nothing's there, and then I plunge inside. I go down the long, narrow staircase, holding my hand against the wall. It's dim, but not completely dark. There's a tiny bit of light leaking out from below. Each time I take a step, the memories become clearer. There's no mistaking it. I've been here before. This isn't deja vu.
前の私って
Who was the old
何
me?
だったの
I used to be a student here at Hekiho, even though I didn't have Chaos Child Syndrome. Maybe I was a scientist like Kunosato-san? And that's why I was talking to that Wakui man down here? No, that doesn't seem right. There's no way a normal girl like me could be a scientist. Girl, what are you googling about? A weird smile appears on my face as I start thinking about different ideas. Each time the lid almost comes off my memories, I start feeling terrible. And I smile in response to take my mind off it. Don't go down there. You can't go down there. I can feel someone whispering that deep inside my heart. But my legs refuse to stop. What if the old me was a totally different person? What if learning more about her changes me? Even if it does, I still want to know about the real me. And then I finally reach the bottom of the stairs. Hmm. Row after row of TV monitors fill the space. I know this sight. I've seen it in the visions. Are the visions of this room? Miyashiro looks angry at me for not listening to his warning. But he doesn't say anything.
どうだ
Well,
黙ってろ。
shut up. You're
Chidachi.
distracting me. Kunosato-san sits down in front of the computer and begins typing at an incredible speed. She seems to be doing a detailed check of the data on it.
よし。
Okay,
いける。
this should be possible.
データ
We
が
got
揃
the
ってる
data
ぞ
we need.
本当ですか
Kunosato-san actually smiles for once.
急いで始
Let's
め
hurry
る。
and get started.
はい
Right.
新庄さんは表で
Shinjo-san,
監視を
you
頼
go
む。
upstairs and watch. If
何
something
かあったら
happens, let me know
すぐに知らせて
immediately.
くれ。
あ
Right. Make sure you get a backup of that
取っておけよ
data.
誰に
Who do
言
you
ってる
think you're talking to? Shinjo-san smiles back and runs up the stairs.
宮代
Miyashiro,
中
get
へ入
inside.
れ。
Once you sit down in the
装置に座
device,
ったら
do the injections
すぐに注射を。
immediately. Huh?
はい
Right.
注射の仕方は
You know how to handle
もう
the
大丈夫
injections
だ。
now, right?
はい さ
Yes.
すが
You
に
got mad at me
病
enough
院で
times at
何
the
度も来られました
hospital.
から
何度教
Can
え
you
ても
blame me?
お
No
前
matter
は
how many
覚えない
times I
から
taught you how, you never learned. His sheepish smile before his sprite disappeared. Yoshiro runs into the next room, looking a little excited.
あの
Did you
見つかったんです
find
か
something? Kunosato-san starts typing again.
あ
Yeah, it's what we
あ
thought
し
would
て
be
いた
here.
通り
The device and the data we need.
必要なデータがあったんだ。これで
We may be able to use
カオ
this
ス
to
チャイル
cure
ド症
Chaos
候群を
Child
治療で
Syndrome.
きるかもしれない。
Her voice sounds ever so slightly cheerful. I've never seen her so happy.
それじゃあ
None. You can cure
も
Kurisu-san and the others?
おそらくな
Most likely. I can't help but sigh in relief.
どうやって治療
How are you going to
する
cure
んですか
them? What's that data you were talking about?
画像だ
An image. Huh?
画像って
An image?
写
You
真
mean like
と
a
か
picture
絵と
or
か
something?
そういう画像ですか
You can cure the disease with the picture? That doesn't make any sense. But from the way Kunosata-san is acting, it must be possible.
そもそも
What's the cause of Chaos Child Syndrome anyway?
原因は何なんですかしかも
And why are
どうして
Kurisu-san and the
症候群
others
の
the
人の
only
中
ones in
で
a coma?
クルスさんたちだけが昏睡状態になっているんです
And that's something I've been wondering for a while. The town is filled with Chaos Child Syndrome patients wandering around. Kunosata-san stops typing and hesitates for a moment. And then she looks at me and whispers to herself, I guess it's fine.
お前
You've seen patients
クルス
beside
たち以
Kurisu
外
and
の
the
症
others,
候群者を
right?
見たことはあるな
I nod. I've just seen some at Scramble Crossing, and I've seen a whole class of them here at Hekiho.
どう感じた
What did they feel like to you?
どうって言われ
What
ても
do you mean? They were probably actually middle school age. It seemed like they had no idea that anything was wrong. The ones in the classroom looked straight at me.
なんていうか
It's
その
like,
自分
like
た
they
ち
were
の
having a
都合
dream
の
that
いい
showed them
夢の
just
中
what
で
they
生
wanted
きて
to
るみたい
see.
っていうか
ほう
Huh? You got right to the heart of it. Kunosata-san smiles, like a teacher whose student just got a good grade, and goes back to typing on the keyboard. She seems to have found the data she's been looking for, because she nods in satisfaction.
カントの
Are you aware of
右手と左手の話
Wittgenstein's
に
opposition of
ビト
Kant's
ゲンシュタイン
left-hand
が反
right-hand
論した
thought
話は知ってい
experiment?
るか
Judging from the names, maybe they're important scientists or something? Mood. I doubt any high school girl has actually heard of them. I mean, first of all, there's a high school girl right there that has, obviously. And just people that are interested in science probably know. Regardless of age.
頭と尻が逆にな
Take
って
two
いる日本の
matches.
マッ
If
チ
you reverse the top and bottom, spin them, and put them on top of each other, they're still the same thing.
一次元
But a
人はそれに
one-dimensional
気づ
being
かない
wouldn't be able to tell.
背中合わせにな
Now,
ってい
take
る
two
二
right
つの直
triangles
角
back
三
to
角
back
形が
and pile them up on top
つま
of
み
each
上げて
other.
重ねれ
They're
ば
also still
同
the
一
same
のもの
thing,
だが
but a two-dimensional
二次
being
元人
wouldn't be
はそれ
able
に
to
気づ
tell.
かないいずれも
In both cases,
その
a
次元
person
の
from
人
those
間に認
dimensions
識で
can't
きない
recognize
か
what
ら
happened. They're incapable of
自分たちの
understanding
世界
that the actions and concepts of
回転やつ
rotate
まみ上
and
げると
pile
いった
up
行為
even
や概念
exist.
が存在すること自体知覚できないからだ
はあ
Mood. I don't get what she's saying at all. Mood.
違う次元にいる者
Each
た
of
ち
these creatures in a different dimension has its own
自分
world
たち
that
だけ
only
にし
it
か
can
理解できな
understand.
い世界に
They're in what you described as a dream. Except
お前
here,
が言った
it's a
通り
delusion.
都合のいい夢の中つまり研究者
The
の間
scientists
で
call
は
this phenomenon
妄
a
想シン
delusion
クロと呼ばれて
synchro.
いる現象で
Remember what Miyashiro said?
宮
Chaos
下が
Child
言ってい
syndrome
ただろう
patients have delusions that alter their sight, their hearing, and even their sense of
視
touch.
覚や聴覚触覚さえも作り上げている
つまり
So in other words,
この学園
the
の生徒
students
た
of
ちは
this academy are all having the exact same
すっごい
ultra
リアルな
realistic
幻
dream?
覚を見てるってことですか
Is that really possible? Konosato-san seems to sense my disbelief, but her expression is completely serious.
正確には
More precisely,
Know-how
their brainwaves are causing them all to
全員
share
が
the
妄
same
想を共
delusion.
有しているんだ
That's why we call it a delusion
だから
synchro.
妄想シンクロと呼ばれるこの施設
And
の
that's how the
利用者
entrance to this basement
そ
was
の仕組み
sealed.
を使って
We were
閉ざ
forced
さ
to
れてい
share that delusion that there was a
私
wall
たち
there,
は
so we
そ
could
こ
neither
に
find
壁
it
がある
nor
とい
come
う妄
inside.
想を共有させられていたせいでここを見つけることも入ることもできないだが
But you showed us that there was no actual wall. The delusion was
実際にそれは
broken
壁
for
では
us,
ないこと
and
が
the wall
示され
ceased
て
to
しま
fulfill
った
its function.
私たちの間にあった妄想の共有は破られそのせいで壁は用をなさなくなった
なるほど。
Huh. I still don't really understand, but I decide to pretend I do.
そして
And in the same way, someone appeared who was capable of escaping from the delusion shared by all Chaos Child Syndrome patients and destroying
妄
it.
想シンクロから脱しそれを壊せる奴が現れたんだ。
それが
And that person was Miyashiro?
あ
Correct. He recovered from the syndrome, and in doing so, the cycle of
この
delusions
渋
that
谷
was
全
shared
体
by
で
all
共
of
有されてい
Shibuya
た妄想の輪が
collapsed.
崩れた。証拠軍
Some of the
者だ
patients used to be able to
他の
synchronize
証
their
拠軍
delusions
者
with
の
the
妄想
others.
とシンクロしない奴が出てしまったんだからな。さっきの例
To
で
continue the
例えるなら
example, imagine this whole school as minds, pretending to be trapped in
壁
an
にぶつか
invisible
るパント
box.
マイムをしている
Miyashiro walked right through the invisible
宮代が
walls
そ
of the
の壁
box
を
and
平
shattered
気
the
で素通りし
illusion.
一気に世界をぶち壊しにするようなものだ。あるいは
Or maybe, you can think of them all as people in a movie, and Miyashiro
宮
screamed,
代が
"Cut."
カットと叫ぶと考えてもいい。
I remember my hand going through the wall. It was like a bad dream, or a really stupid prank.
クルスたちの脳は
Thanks to Miyashiro,
宮代の
Kurisu
お
and
か
the
げで
others were released
妄
from their
想の共有
delusions,
から解放さ
but
れ
they weren't able to handle the differences
現実
between
とのギャップ
delusion
に
and
耐えきれず
reality, and fell
昏
into
睡状態に
comas.
陥った。実
In
際
fact, everyone in a
昏睡
coma
状
was
態
someone
に
who
陥
was
ったのは
close to Miyashiro.
いずれも宮代と距離が近かった連中だった。
I remember the people in the hospital room. It was Kurisu-san, and then Arimura-san, Kazuki-san, and Yamazoe-san, right?
もちろん
And of course, the coma
昏睡
itself
自
is
体は危険で
dangerous,
楽観視で
but
き
it's
ない
evidence that their brain is trapped
そ
between
れは症
reality
候
and
群から
delusion,
脱却するた
and
め
find to escape the
あいつら
syndrome.
の脳が
It's a necessary
妄想と
process.
現実との間で戦っている証拠だ。むしろだから
So, we want to strip that same
私たち
delusion
は
from the
他の
others
連
as
中
well.
そうと知らずに妄想シンクロに溺れている奴らからもその妄想を奪い取る。
Kanasato-san grins wickedly.
そうすれば
If we do, someday, they'll come back to reality, just like
現実に帰還
Miyashiro
する
did.
だろう。
Miyashiro,
宮代と同
did
じ
you
よ
inject the meds I gave you?
宮代、薬は注射したか。
はい。
Yes. Kanasato-san starts talking into some kind of microphone, and I can hear Miyashiro's voice from the speaker next to it.
脳波のデータ
I'm
を
going to
取り
start
始めるぞ
recording your brainwaves. Got it?
はい。
Yes. Go
お
ahead.
願いします。
He sounds kind of out of it. What is he doing in the next room?
宮
How did
は
Miyashiro
どうして
recover
症候
from
群
the
から帰還
syndrome?
できたんですか？
I'm not sure.
さあな、
If you want to know,
知
ask
りたきゃ
him.
本人に聞け。
No. I guess that's the perfect topic for discussion.
そうだな。それがちょうどいい話題になるか。宮代の横
Can you
で
go up next to him
喋
and
りか
talk
け
to
ていて
him?
くれないか。
I gave him a tranquilizer to make it
データ
easier
を
to
取り
get
やす
the
くする
data,
ために
but I can't
鎮
have
静
him
剤を
falling
打っている
asleep.
が、かといって眠ってもらっては困る。新庄さん
If
に
Shinjo-san
頼む
was
と
here,
ころ
I'd
だ
ask
が
him. But you're all
今
I've
はお前し
got
かいない
now.
からな。
The drug will run out soon, so you don't have to do it for
薬の
long.
効果はすぐに切れてくる。それほどな。
Kanosato-san sees my hesitation and motions for me to get going. I have no choice but to head into the next room.
悪いな。
Sorry. I heard what she muttered, but I don't answer. I can tell that she wasn't talking to me. Oh. And the second I come inside, I'm convinced. This is the room. There's no doubt about it. This is where I talk to Valkyrie in the visions. It's a cold, white room. A hospital room? Or maybe an operating room? There's a device in the middle of the room, like something you'd see in a science fiction movie. Miyashiro is lying back on the seat in the middle of the device. Looks like it got ripped straight out of a spaceship cockpit. He isn't asleep, but the drugs make him look really tired.
何？
What?
別に
Nothing. I tell him I come to keep him from falling asleep. Then I pull up a chair and sit down.
何なのその
What's that
機械
machine?
それで
What does
何
it
するの
do?
久野里さんが聞いて
Kanosato-san
ない
didn't tell you.
よくわからなか
I
った
didn't really understand what she said. All I got was that she was going to take Miyashiro's brainwaves, and that she'd use them to do something about Chaos Child Syndrome.
あ
No,
あ
she can be
あの
hard
人
to
の話は難し
understand.
いからね
She either uses wrong status for her own
情弱は利
purposes
用
or
する
just
か
leaves them behind.
置いてけぼりにする人だから
I mean...
えい飛び込んじゃえ
Oh, hello Akiko, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going? How was your stream? Can I spell? I cannot. I got this. You had fun? That's good. There we go. Oh, you're playing Crab Game. I've tried to play Crab Game once when it got overwhelmed and did not have fun, but it's probably because I was playing with people I wasn't too familiar with. It definitely seems like the type of game that's better to play with people you're friends with type thing rather than strangers. But yeah, welcome on in, Raiders. You're playing with friends / chat only. Yeah, that's probably the correct way to go about doing that game. But I am Saku Sakura, just Q's acceptable. I consider myself a variety streamer, though I do stream mostly visual novels. We are currently playing Chaos Child, which is part of the Science Adventure series, which the most notable title is Science Gate. And we are currently getting the true ending, so this is spoiler heavy. If you would like to avoid spoilers for Chaos Child, this is definitely not the stream to be in, but the games in the Science Adventure series are pretty secluded to themselves, so like, just because you're late game and Chaos Child will give you spoilers for Steins Gate and vice versa type thing. But yeah, if any of you have come and need to go for any reason, we had to go sleep, go eat, there's definitely no pressure to stay, but of course you're more than welcome to hang out, lurk, see the chaos that is in Chaos Child, and yeah, please do your after stream care though, Akiko, and thank you once again for the raid. I really do appreciate it. But final chance for anyone in chat that needs to step aside because of spoilers, or this is a psychological horror too, so if that's not your cup of tea, please don't force yourself to say for any reason either. Yeah. And after I take a sippy, we'll get right back into this. Oh yeah, my pronouns are he, him. I always forget to say that. I've been better about it lately, but pronouns are good info to have, generally speaking. Okay, carrying on.
私が情報
I'm only a
を
wrong
出すのは
sider because I
思い出
can't
せない
remember
から。
things, and you guys won't tell me what those things are, even though I know they're really, really important. Miyashiro looks at me in surprise. Huh.
情弱って言葉知ってるんだ
You just... I'm gonna flick his forehead.
バカにしない
Of
で
course I do. Don't make fun of me. Well, I did only learn it a little while ago. Ah. Suddenly, the machine starts giving off a low groan, and I almost jump.
なあ大丈夫
Don't worry. And that's just the sound of the
もう
brain
始ま
scan
った音
starting.
だ
Miyashiro looks up at the rings spinning around his head as he talks.
これで僕
And
の
I'm
脳
using
波を
the
取
scan
っ
to
て
take my brainwaves
そ
and
れを
create
元
an
に
image
画
with
像を起こす
them.
んだよ
Kunosato-san も言ってた
Kinosato-san said that too.
何な
And
の
what
そ
does
れ
it mean? I can't have him falling asleep, so I prod him for an answer.
僕と症候群者の違いは
The difference between me and the other patients lies in my brainwave patterns. That's the only reason why I was able to
僕
come
の帰
back.
還できた理由症候
And
群
there's a
者だけ
special
が
image that makes
見
Chaos
ると
Child
気分が
syndrome
悪くなって
patients
し
sick
まう
when they see
特
it.
殊な画像があって
It seems that we're exceptionally sensitive to
ど
visual
うやら症候
information.
群者は視覚から得る情報に敏感みたいなんだ
Okay, so maybe the plan is to somehow take his brainwaves to then make their own sumo sticker that makes them better versus unwell, maybe? shrugs.
まあ
And even a normal person relies on
8
vision
割以
for
上
over
の情報は
80%
視
of the
覚に頼
information
って
they
るんだけどね
collect. A normal person not being a person that's blind in this case, I guess.
久野里さんや僕は
And they gave Kunosato-san
そこから
and I
hint
the
を得
hint
た。
we needed. We believe you can
症候
create
群
an
の人
image
が見れ
that,
ば
if they see it,
僕と
will
同
cause
じ
the
脳
other
波を出
patients
す
to generate the same brain
そんな
patterns
画
that
像
I
を作れ
do.
ばいいんじゃないかってね
Interesting, interesting.
その画像を
We
使
could
え
use that image to alter all of their brainwaves
全て
and
の
pull
症
them
候
back
群
into
者の脳波
reality.
を僕と同じように変えられるそれで全員が現実に帰還するはずなんだ
Maybe they'll all Benjamin Button. Welcome in, Skullabloke. How's it going? How is your eeps? I'm pretty sure I heard you snoring over there. His voice is getting softer. I need to keep him talking about something. It doesn't matter what.
そんなこと
Is that really
本当にできるの？
possible? What kind of image is it? It'd be funny if it ended up becoming a bunny, but maybe that's just my wishful thinking and wanting bunny.
できるさ
Yes, it is
こ
possible.
こにはそのため
All
の
of the
デー
data
タ
and
も
software
ソ
we
フト
need
も
is
揃っ
right
てる
here. And that's why you've been
だから
searching
ず
so
っと
hard for
探
this
してたんだ
place.
多分
And we think
見
each
る人
person
に
will
よっ
see
て
it
何に見
differently,
えるか違
but it
う
will be a symmetrical
左右
image.
対称
What
の
it
画
turns
像
out
だ
to
と
be. We'll have to wait and find out, I
けど
guess.
どんなものかは実際に見てのお楽しみってところか
あんたが
If you got these
その特別な
special
能力を持っ
brainwaves,
てるなら
how did you get this
なんで
syndrome
あ
in
ん
the
たは
first
症
place?
候群者になっ
It
ちゃった
doesn't
の
make
お
sense.
かしいじゃない
最初は
I
そんな
didn't
の持
know
ってなかっ
first.
た
I developed them only
症
after I
候群にか
contracted
か
this
った後で
syndrome.
それを持つようになった
それって
But
ど
how
うして
come?
それは
Well,
カオスチャ
all
イル
of
ド
the
症
chaos
候群
child
になった人たち
patients
は
saw something nightmarish
渋
during
谷
the
地震
Shibuya
の時
earthquake.
地獄のような光景を体験してみんな嘘だと思ったんだこんなも
And they
の現
refused to
実であ
believe
る
it
は
was
ずが
real.
ない
They
自
thought that it
分
couldn't
がここ
actually
にい
be
るなんて
happening
何
to
かの
them.
間違いだって
And then
ね
came that white light.
それがあの白い光と反応して
白い
The
光
white light.
その中で
And the
も
young people who were
特に
experiencing
強いショ
exceptionally
ックと
strong
ストレ
stress
スを
and
抱え
shock
ていた人た
became
ちは
psychics after being
能力者
exposed to
になった
that
んだ
light.
妄想に逃
And
げ
they
込む
weren't
だけじゃ足
satisfied
りな
with
くて
simply escaping into their
辛い
delusions.
現実そのも
They
のを
tried
ね
to
じ曲
alter
げようとし
reality
たんだ
itself to escape the pain.
そのため
And
に
that's how
能
they
力
got
を
their
手に入れた
powers. Powers? Wait, what is he talking about?
しかも僕は
And I was the biggest coward
そ
of
ん
them
な能
all.
力者の中でも
Reality was just so
一
painful.
番の臆病者だ
I
っ
took
た
the girl who was always by my side.
現実が辛くて辛くてそれでずっと僕の隣にいた
That's a sound. Suddenly, Miyashiro leaps up from his seat. He has a terrible look on his face. What's wrong? He seems to be astonished at what he almost said. I mean, you wouldn't get it. It's okay.
ごめん
I'm sorry.
なんでも
It's
ない
nothing. He whispers that and sinks back down in his seat.
びっくりさせ
Don't
ないで
scare
よ
me like that.
悪かった
I'm sorry. Just like Kunosato-san said, the medicine is already starting to wear off. I pick the chair that I've knocked over and sit down, and this time a little further away. He doesn't seem dangerous, but just in case.
それで
And... Huh.
続き
You keep going.
ずっと隣に
Who
い
was
た
the girl that was always by your side? I can feel a sudden tension emanating from him as he stares at the ceiling. He presses his lips together in thought. There's a silence for a while. One that threatens to burst if I press him for an answer. But then I hear him speak softly.
親友だよ。
My best friend. He's still staring at the ceiling.
親友なんていたんだね。
Despite all the horrible things
あ
he
んなひ
did,
どい殺人を犯す
even
よ
the
うな
murder
あ
of
んた
like
に
you
も
still had a best friend. Head and hands. Sarika, shut up a little bit, I think. Yeah.
最後はそいつのおかげで思い
She
知ら
was the
さ
one
れ
who
た。
taught me about a fake reality.
作
It
られ
was
た
always
現
doomed
実
to
なんて
fall apart someday.
いつか壊れてしまうものだって。けど、
But once I was able to escape from the delusions
僕が自
surrounding
分を
me,
包み込んでいた妄想から
I don't
脱
think
出で
that
きた
all
のは、
patients have a friend who can help them
他の
realize
症候
that.
群の人たちには、そうと気づかせてくれる友達がいないんだと思う。
What gives you of all people the right to say that? The people you killed probably had close friends too. I almost tell him those things, but upon seeing his expression, I stopped myself. He just keeps staring at the ceiling. His face, his eyes, they look so unbearably sad. I mean, he had to cast Become Normal Girl beam on this best friend he mentioned, so...
宮代
Miyashiro. I've extracted the data. I still have to finish
書き出
copying
し
it,
が残っている
but
が
I think it
おそら
worked.
く成功だ。
本当ですか？
Really?
もう鎮
The
静剤の効果
tranquilizer
は
should be
薄れ
wearing
てきている
off.
はずだ。
You're good to stand out.
立ち上がっても大丈夫だぞ。
はい。
Okay. Miyashiro stands up from the seat. He has a smile on his face. Wait. I call out to him as he goes to leave the room. There's something else I desperately need to know.
あんたの親友って
Was your best friend
同じ
another
ように
Chaos Child
症
Syndrome
候群者だっ
patient?
たの？
Where is she
今
now?
何をしてるの？
You won't believe the answer, girl. Miyashiro slowly turns to look at me. No.
Yeah.
She was a normal
普通
person.
の人だった。
But she's gone now.
もう亡くなったよ。彼女は
She's no longer a part of this
この
world.
世界のどこにもいない。
これが？
And this is it. I wait about half an hour before Kunosata-san finally pulls an image up on the screen. Just like Miyashiro said, it's symmetrical. Different people might see it differently. But I can't imagine anybody describing it as anything other than elaborate scribbles.
こんなもので
Is this really
症候群を
enough to
治す
cure
こ
the
とが
disease?
できるんですか？
できる
We'll
か
have to find out.
やってみればわかることだ。
問題は
The
そ
problem
の
is how
手
we
段です
do
ね
it.。
ああ、
Yeah. There's still a group of people
佐久間のように
trying to continue the
症
research,
候群者の
like
研
Sakama
究を
did.
続けようとしているグループが残っているからな。
このまま画像
If
を
you
流
try to
そうと
spread
して
the
も
image, they'll
邪魔
probably
され
get
ま
in
す
the
ね。
way.
多分。
妨害をかいくぐ
We
って
need to find a way to get past their
なるべく多くの
interference
人間に
and spread the image to as
同
many
時にこ
people
れを
as
見せない
possible
と
at the
いけ
same
ない
time.
か。
But we'll need to camouflage it.
偽装が必要だな。
Kunosata-san sinks back into her chair. And then she starts typing again at an unbelievable speed.
同時に見せ
Show
るっ
it to
て
them at the same time?
症候群の
You
人
mean
た
the
ちに
patients? Miyashiro nods.
もちろん
Of
全員は無
course,
理だろう
we
けど
can't show it to them all,
可能な
but we
限り
need to get
多
it
く
to
の
as
人に
many
見ても
people
らう
as
必要があるん
possible.
だ。
How about a phantasm concert?
どうして？
Why?
そうしないと
Otherwise, the
残った
illusions
症
seem
候群
how
者
they
の
share
妄想
with
シン
others
クロに
might
引き
draw
ずら
them
れて
back in.
元に
They
戻っ
might
てし
stay
ま
in
う
the
恐れがあるん
delusion
だ。
that they're the same as
自
other
分たちは
people.
普通の人と何も変わらないっていう妄想にね。
I remember my conversation with Kunosata-san. She told me that they're having a dream. Let's show them what they want to see.
急ごしらえだ
It's
が
a bit of a rush job,
これでいい
but
だろう。
it'll do. I can see a strange image that looks like white static on the screen. I keep staring at it, but I can't see the image from before.
これは
What is this? Miyashiro seems to be as confused as I am. Kunosata-san takes something out of her pocket and points it at the monitor. It makes a cute little noise. Is that a cute noise? I'm not sure. Is it a digital camera?
こんなものか。
I guess that's good enough.
使えるだ
It's
ろう。
usable. She checks the LCD screen on the back and offers it to me. She looks slightly dissatisfied. And what's on the screen is... Huh? Ink blot, baby. It's a slightly distorted version of the same image I just saw. How? It's just a picture of white static.
そうか。
I see.
シャッタ
The
ースピー
shutter
ド。
speed. Two bears kissing. I mean, I did see it being bear shape, but
あ
that's right.
あ、ノイズ
I
が
mixed
な
the
く
image into the stack for only a few
フレーム間に画像を混ぜ
frames.
た。
If you set the shutter speed
シャ
to
ッター
1
の速
second,
度を
this
1
is
秒
how
に
it
設定す
looks.
るとこう映る。これなら
Even if the eye
目で
can't
は
see
認
it,
識で
their
きない
minds will
が
still process
意
it.
識には
It might
届く
work
だろう。
better than I thought, honestly.
案外
ですね。
That's right.
例の映
Even
像
if
を
some
見逃し
patients
症候
miss the
群者がいて
video,
も
we
別
can
の
mix
映
it
像
in
に
with
簡単
another.
に仕込めますし、
Kunosato-san.
久野里さ
You
ん
can do video
映像
editing
編集
too,
もで
can't
きるん
you?
ですね。
私が
Did
何
you
のペ
forget
ー
what
ジを
kind of
管理して
website
い
I
ると
run?
思ってるんだ。
Miyashiro smiles, as if to say, good point.
例の映像
What's
っ
this
て
video?
こいつの犯行
His
声明。
confession.
は
Huh? His confession?
時間を予
We'll
告
announce
し
the time, and upload some evidence to make it look like it's real. And then we'll broadcast the confession online.
犯行
We'll
声明
mix in
の
the
予告通りに
static
ネット配信す
before,
る。
during, and after the
映
broadcast.
像の前後や途中にこのノイズを仕込んだ上でな。
Not that kind of bear, but welcome in. If they show it again, which they might, you'll see.
少なくとも
Everyone at Hekiho is
劇
sure
法
to
学園
watch
に
it.
所属してい
The
る
same
症
with
候群者は
anybody
食
at
いつくだ
another
ろう。
facility, or whose
そ
guardians
れ
are
以外
keeping
の
them
施
at
設に所
home.
属している者や保護者が自宅で療養させている者も
Kunosato-san looks at him mischievously.
あれだけの事件を起こ
It's
した
a new
犯
message
人
from
の
the famous
新たな
criminal.
犯行声明。
Most people will rush to watch it.
大半は飛びつくだろう。
ですね。
That's right. Miyashiro smiles back. Oh, so that's it. I finally realize.
もしかして
Is that
それ
what
が
you're
あなたの
after?
目的なの？
Ma?
その
You're helping
新しい
Kunosato-san
犯行
to get
声
your new
明とか
message
って
out
いう
into the
のを
world?
世に出したいから久野里さんに協力してるってこと？世間の人
People
たち
think that
は
you're rotting
逮捕
away
され
in
たあ
jail
んた
after the
が
police
警察
arrested
で
you.
惨めな思いをしてるとは思ってるでしょ？でも実際のあん
But
た
you're
は
waltzing around
平気な
outside with
顔
the,
で外を
out
歩
of
き
care in
回
the
って
world. You want to let everyone know that your life isn't
自分
miserable
は
at
お
all,
前らが
that
思っ
they
てる
can
よ
all
うな
suck it.
惨
Am
め
I
な暮らし
wrong?
はしてないぞ。ざまあ見ろってアピールしたい。
You
違
are
う。
horrifically wrong, my dear Serika. I look at him with as much disgust as I can physically muster. He's a horrible killer. I know I'm right. You're so wrong, girl. Miyashiro laughs tiredly. Even I'm not that bad.
そんなに意地は悪くないから。
いや
No,
そうでも
that's
な
not
いぞ。
true. The old you might
以
have
前
done
の
that.
宮代ならやりかね。
Okay, yeah, no, she's right. Yeah. The past him probably would have. Like the one that was posting the video for the newspaper club, yeah.
久野里さんに言わ
I
れ
don't
たく
think
ない
you're
で
the
す。
best person to tell me about
Daidai.
Kunosato-san. Anyway. And just before he can finish his sentence,
なあ、
hey,
人
Didn't
の
anyone
ものを
ever
取って
tell
は
you
い
not
け
to
ません
steal?
って習わなかったのかい？
We're borrowing, Kwakui. We're not stealing. Suddenly, a voice comes from behind us. Yeah, fair. Miyashiro tenses in the direction of the voice. Konosato-san stands up and glares. I'm the only one who was too off guard to react. I turn my head back over my shoulder. And I see a man standing there. I've seen him before.
なんで
How? What do you mean, how? I'm a teacher at Hekiho Academy. Of course I'm here. Oh, you don't want to do that, Kunosato-san. Or Kunosato-kun. What happened to Shinjo? Great question. Kunosato-san freezes, her hand in her pocket. No sense in talking to the guy upstairs. There's no getting in or out. I change everyone's minds, so it'll work that way. There's more tension on Kunosato-san and Miyashiro's faces than I've ever seen from them before. The man laughs a little as he looks at them. And then I realize... this is the man from my visions. As well as the very same man from the photo Kunosato-san showed me. Where's the sumo sticker man to obliterate him again in this world line? Please. Makoichi Chuichi. What do you want? Hey now, that's not how this works. Are you the one trying to make off with my data? Takes a real bold thief to act like they're in the right. You know, you're the type who loses sight of everything else when they think they're in the right. Why not lighten up a little? I heard they hated your guts at that lab in America. Maybe that's why? You bastard. Oh, simmer down. It's just something I heard along with the grapevine. Anyway. For now, why don't you all sit down? You look tense. Something feels very wrong. Makobi isn't holding any kind of weapon. He's a thin, gentle-looking scientist kind of guy. He doesn't seem strong at all. If Miyashiro and Kunosato-san both leap on him at the same time, they should be able to hold him down. And I can help a little too. If the three of us all attack at once, we should be able to get him, but... you won't, girl, don't. But the two of them are keeping their distance and acting cautious, like he's holding a gun or something. I'm not here to kill you. Don't be so tense. You especially, Miyashiro-kun. I'm the advisor of the newspaper club. I'd like to think we got along well. Makui laughs as he talks. For some reason, he sounds like a con artist. Let's sit down. I'll be my son. When Makui hears that, he smiles for some reason. It's a nasty smile, like he's enjoying himself. Onoe-san, huh? What? Do you know me? Stop. Just do as he says, please. Please. Fine. They sit down in a nearby chair. Kunosato-san sits too. She seems like she's trying to hold back her anger even more than usual. Makui smiles in surprise as he looks at the monitor Kunosato-san has been working at. I see. So you're gonna make their brainwaves match Miyashiro-kun's, huh? My, you've done good work here. It's such a shame, Kunosato-kun. You sure you don't want to come back to the committee? Back? Squins? Shut up. She just barely stops herself from getting out of her chair. I guess that's a loose end that has yet to be tied, why she hates the committee so much. I've never been part of the committee. You stole my research data and used it for your experiments. Her voice is shaking. She seems absolutely livid. That's strange. I'm told you were quite enthusiastic at first. You said it was very good data. Besides, who cares how many brain-damaged children die if it's for the good of science? I figured you would have been overjoyed from all that new data you received.
喜ぶべきだったと思うけどね。
Yeah, no, okay. Understandable why she hates them so much. Thank you for clearing that up, Wakui.
黙れと
I
言って
told
い
you
る
to
んだ
shut up! She finally shoots up, her eyes wide with rage. But the next moment... She suddenly slammed back into the wall. It was as if she was thrown by some invisible force. What was that? I suddenly feel a sharp pain in my temples. My hands shoot up to my head. It's the same pain I felt when I passed out after first coming here. My fingers tense up and my nails dig into my head.
久野里くん、
Konosato-kun, don't you think it's about time you admitted it?
君
No
が
matter
どんな
what
手
you
を使お
do,
うと
you won't be able to
委員会
harm
に
the
ダメージ
committee.
を与えることはできない。君は
I took the data from
アメリカからデータを
America and
持ち出して
vanished. I
姿を
showed up
消
here
し
as a
ながら
scientist.
ここ
Of
に
course,
研
I'm
究
sure
者
your
として
attempt was to
姿
sniff
を
us
現した
out, but...
当然我々のことを探るつもりだったと思うけどね。だけどさ、
If you didn't notice me
魚
walking
釣
down the
りを
halls
す
in
るに
broad
したって
daylight, I'm afraid you're
堂
never
々と
going to
表
get
を歩いてる
anywhere.
僕に気づかないようじゃ話にならないよ。
As the pain blurs my vision, I hear the sound of grinding teeth. Konosato-san is glaring at Wakui with an incredible fury.
いや、すまん。
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to mock you. I actually hold you in
高
very
く
high
評価してるん
regard.
だよ。
This image, for
こ
example,
の画
is
像だっ
quite
て
well
実に
made.
よくできて
By
る。
all means, go ahead and show it to the
諸行軍
patients.
の皆さんに見せてあげてくれ。
Huh. Yeah, Wakui is such an interesting character. I don't know if I hate him or not, to be honest.
何
What?
ん？
Hmm?
そんな
Is
に
it that
驚くかい？
surprising? Yes. At least to them.
うん。あ
Oh, I get it. You think I'm part of the same group as Sakuma. The one that still hasn't given up on Giglio-Maniac
諦めていない
research.
方のグループだと考えてるわけか。
I see now. That would explain why you think I'm your
僕を
enemy
敵
here.
視してもおかしくない。
Wakui keeps laughing. I wonder what's so funny.
違うの
Am I wrong? I can't see it, but you're a Giglio-Maniac too,
貴
aren't
様
you?
だってギガロマニアクスなのだろう
Konosato-san points to the empty space in front of Wakui's hand.
それとこれとは
That's
話
got
が
nothing
別
to
だ。
do with this. I'm just a man who's loyal to the committee. The committee's orders are to clean up all the irregularities that resulted from the incident 6 years ago.
6年前の事件のせいで渋谷に大量発生したイレギュラーをすべて掃除することだ。ほらな。
You see? I want the same thing you do, so I have no reason to get in your
だ
way.
から僕には君らの邪魔をする理由なんてどこにもないわけだ。
Maybe he doesn't have to be obliterated in this world line. Have we cleared up our little misunderstanding? He says, laughing.
本当のことを言うとね、
To tell you the truth,
実は
at first I had the same hopes as
違反した
Sakuma-kun
佐久
after
間
he
君と
left
同じよ
us.
うに
The same hopes for
最初
you,
は期待したんだよ。
Miyashiro Takeru-kun.
宮代拓君、君にね。
Huh.
この
The appearance of the Chaos Child syndrome in Shibuya was one such irregularity, as was the appearance of the psychics from among the patients. But when that appeared to be a real Giglio-Maniac appeared from among the failures, I was astonished. So I kept watching you, independently of Sakuma-kun. The higher-ups were skeptical, though. It was difficult to persuade them to postpone the big cleanup of Shibuya.
それを説得して渋谷の大掃除を待たせるのには苦労した。
Makui seems to be enjoying this, but Miyashiro is glaring back at him fiercely. As for me, my headache is getting unbearably bad. Psychics, Giglio-Maniacs, Sakuma. Each time I hear a word, my head starts to throb. Something's getting stuck in my memories. Something's intertwining with my feelings.
ところがね。
But unfortunately, you threw away your powers.
君は自分から能力を放棄してしまった。その上、
And then not only that, you recovered from the Chaos Child Syndrome. The reason I'm used to persuade the higher-ups is gone. My reputation was ruined.
面目は丸つぶれだよ。おかげ
And they
で
got quite angry, you see. I shot down in the ranking. I've got no money, no connections, so it was hard enough getting this
資金もコネ
far.
クションもない人間がここまで来るのは容易じゃなかったんだが。と
Now's not the time
口
for
を
me
こ
to
ぼ
be
してる場合
complaining,
じゃなかっ
huh?
たな。とにかく
Anyway, the city and the Chaos Child Syndrome are of no
この町や
value
カオスチ
to
ャイ
us
ルド症候
anymore.
群には何の価値もないんだ。それどこ
In
ろか
fact, we could be in a lot of trouble if anyone like Sakuma starts up another strange research
だから
project.
君たちが
So if you want to use
その
that image to get rid of the
証拠
syndrome
文書を消してくれ
patients,
るというんなら
that would make us very happy. Makui says, spreading his arms wide.
という
So do you
ことで
understand, Miyashiro-kun,
分かってくれたかな
Kunosato-kun?
宮代くん、久野里くん。だから
Don't look so glum,
二人とも
chums.
そう
We're
怖い
comrades right
と
now.
ほしいな
We all want the same
今は同
thing.
じ目的を持った仲間じゃないか。改めて聞くけ
Let
ど
me
さ
ask you, Kunosato-kun. Are you sure you don't want to join us in our
我々の研究を手伝う
research?
気はないかい？
断
I
る
refuse. And there's no doubt in her voice. Her words are full of anger. But Wakabi is as unmoved as ever.
不思議だな。
It's so strange.
理
I
解
don't
が苦しむ
understand
な
you.
どうして
Why is someone like you so
君が
obsessed with revenge? Can't you see the bigger
復讐なんかに囚われて
picture?
るんだろう。もっと対極的に見ることはできないかい？研究者
And
と
the
して
power and status to do whatever you want as a researcher. Not to mention the money. It's all yours for the
手に入れられる
taking.
んだ。しかも
And it's not just for your own personal benefit. It's to make the next world a better.
次の世界を作るための
聞こえなかった
Didn't you hear me? I said I
断
refuse.
る
なあ、
Come on,
君
Kunosato-kun. Didn't you hear me? We're comrades. You
今は
especially.
仲間だ。
I've been very sternly told not to kill.
君を殺すなって厳命されてるんだよ。
The look in his eyes changes for a moment. I feel a shiver go down my spine, and I take my hands off my aching head to grab the sides of the chair I'm sitting in. I felt like if I didn't, I would fall over.
くだらない
That's a
脅しだ
stupid threat. Kanosato-san, however, is unmoved. Her voice is strong. Just listening to it makes it feel like the terror is fading away.
何でも
And the
できる
ability to do whatever I want.
権利
Power? Status? How stupid. No matter how great they are. I'm sick of power being given to me by someone else.
誰かに
It's not worth
奪わ
even
れ
a
た
single
力な
cent
ど
to
うんざり
me.
だそんなもの一セントの価値もないそう言って
Power is
力
something
と
that's
いう
only valuable if you attain it
自
yourself.
らの手で使う
Even if you're not sure what the right
価値が
path
ある
is, moving forward believing you'll find it one day is what
進む
makes
べ
you
き道に
human.
迷ったとしてもそこに解があると信じて進むのが人間というものだ
And the grin vanishes from his face. And there's a wickedness in his voice that even I can sense.
それは
Was that how you originally thought?
元から君
Or
の考
were you
えかい
influenced by someone?
それとも誰かに影響されたのかい？
さあ
I couldn't say. I'm not completely sure, but it feels like she ever so slightly looked at Miyashiro.
残念
No, unfortunate.
我々を
Well,
出し
feel
抜
free
け
to
ると勘違
continue
いし
convincing
ながら
yourself you're capable of beating
用意
us
された
while
舞
you
台の
dance
上
to
で
the
これ
tune
か
we
らも
play.
踊り続ける
I assure you, you all look stunning on the stage we prepared for you. Huh? Suddenly, Kunosato-san disappears without a sound. How? She was just here. I quickly look around, but she's nowhere to be seen.
お前
You.
動かないで
Don't
く
move
れ
me,
宮
Ashira-kun.
代くん
I'm in a bit of a bad mood
僕は
right
ね
now.
少
Move
し
and I'll
機嫌が
stab
悪
you.
くなっちゃったんだ。動けば切るよ。 ああ、そうだ
No,
った。
that's right. You can't even see it now, can
見
you?
えてすらいないんだっ
This.
たね。これが
Thank you for real booting it so everyone can see. I think this is the first time we're getting a better look at his D sword. It's really cool. And there's something creepy wrapped around Valkyrie's hand. It's like a huge pair of scissors. No, it's more like a creature with a thorn-covered tentacles, baring its fangs at us. It appears from nowhere, the same way that Kunosata-san vanished.
まったく
Jeez, I don't
宮代
understand
君
you
もおかしい
either.
よな。
How could you just
自
throw
分から
away your
力を捨ててしまう
power?
なんて。君のこと
You're-
は殺して
I'm
もいい
told
と言
we're
われて
okay
る
to
ん
kill.
だ。
So listen
それを踏まえて
carefully.
よーく聞いてくれよ。
Miyashiro seems to be judging his distance from Wakui. His legs are shaking a little, but he doesn't take a single step back. I feel like I'm going crazy from the headache and all the strange things going on.
君をず
I
っと観察
told
していたと
you,
言った
I'd been
ろ。
watching you for a long time, didn't
実は
I?
もう
Well,
一つ
that was actually because I thought there was another interesting experiment I could do.
都市伝説
You like
好き
urban
な
legends,
聞い
so you
た
must
こと
have
はないな。
heard of the One World
One World
Order,
Order
世界統一
unified
政
world
府
government.
そう
That's right. Watching you, I thought that perhaps Shibuya could be a
渋
test
谷が
ground
そ
for
の実
that.
験場になり得るんじゃないかと思いついたんだ。
The aging process caused by chaos child syndrome is actually just a byproduct of brain activity. The more interesting facet is the fact that the patients don't notice it.
そのことに気づかないということなんだよ。
During the earthquake, the people struck by the light created an escape from reality as a source of relief from the stress. And they started to live in a different reality and created an ideal Shibuya for themselves via adultation
自分
synchro.
たちに都合のいい渋谷を作り上げたんだ。そして
And that a miniaturized version of the One World Order I envision.
ワンワールドオーダーの縮図だった。
And they don't even notice that they're turned old. Instead, they continue to delude themselves into thinking they're happy. Don't you think that's exactly what you'd want in a class of people you're going to rule over? They're the perfect cattle.
理想的な非支配者階級の姿じゃないか。そこで
So, I proposed an
実験を
experiment.
提案した。
A miniature version of the One
ワン
World
ワール
Order.
ドオーダーの
The committee was
実験
skeptical
さ。
about you. But they
宮代
took
君
great
に関しては
interest
懐
in.
疑的
But
だった
this
委
they
員
took
会
great
も
interest in.
それには大いに興味を示してきたよ。
箱
An
庭実験
experiment.
ワンワールド
My idea was
オー
that
ダ
I
ーにおけ
could
る
use
非支
Shibuya
配
to
者階
simulate
級
just
は
how the world
どこ
class
まで善
in
良
the
な
One
国民
World
のま
Order
まで
would
い
be
ら
able
れ
to
るのか。
tolerate. Just how much
渋谷と
I
い
can
う
read.
箱庭でちょっとしたシミュレーションができると考えたんだ。と言っても
That being said,
まあそんなに難しい
how I
話
did
じゃ
it
ない。
wasn't really all that complex. My plan was to simply to perform a stress test on the syndrome patients. Little by little, I would cause incidents that would disrupt the peaceful lives they build up via the delusion synchro here in Shibuya, and then I'd
少
find
しず
out.
つ起こしていく。そしてその事
Now,
件
what level
この
would their
レベルまで
stress
達した
values
時に
reach the
彼ら
maximum?
のストレス
And when they
係数
did,
が
would they
限界
create a
にな
new
る。
delusion
そ
synchro
して
to
限
restore
界
their
に達した
peaceful
症候群者
lives?
たちは平穏を取り戻そうと再び新たな妄想シンクロを行うか否か。これを
In the case of the One World Order, it would amount to the
どういうことに
following.
なる。非支配者
How much stress
階級は
induced by
支配者
oppression,
階級
theft,
による
and exploitation for the
弾圧や
ruling
搾取といった
class
ス
can
ト
the
レス
ruling class
どれ
really
だけ耐え
endure?
られるのか、どれだけ善良な国民のままでいられるのか。逆
And
に
conversely, what level of stress will cause them to reach their limits? And when they do reach their limits, will they rebel against the ruling class to
自
try
分
and
たち
take
の
back
幸福を
their
取り戻そう
happiness?
と支配者階級に対して反乱を企てるか否か。とまあ
And so, that was my
そんな実
experiment.
験をしようとしてたのさ。とこ
But when I went to actually start it, I found there was nothing more for me to do. The return of the new gen madness already had Shibuya in an uproar.
ニュージェネの狂気の再来という猟奇殺人事件が発生し、渋谷は大騒ぎになった。
All the murders your friend carried out were quite different than what I'd imagined, but they were still quite effective.
かなり違う形だったけど、それはそれで実に有意義だった。
Huh? Miyashiro's friend did the murders? What is he talking about? Miyashiro is the killer, right? You can see that Miyashiro's legs have stopped shaking. He stands tall, even in the face of that terrifying weapon. For a moment, I'm entranced by the sight. The patients were excited and overjoyed to see someone in a worse state than they were. Be that person a murder victim or an escaping killer.
そういう人間の姿を見て興奮し、大喜びしていた。
Mind you, despite all the chaos erupting in their peaceful Shibuya, it didn't cause a single crack in their delusions to grow, and I understood why. And this fits together with my theories of the One World Order. If you want to keep the ruled class from having the courage to rebel, you just need to give them an even lower class of humans as bait. If you do that, they won't even notice they're being ruled. They'll make the lower class suffer for the fun of it. And sometimes they'll even say that what they're doing is right. That's just totally not being reflected in reality at all. Nope. They'll be satisfied. Happy. Divide and conquer and all that, yep. And as long as they're busy with all that, the real ruling class is safe. Really. You have no idea how easy it is to control people. And so you see, I was able to show the committee some good results. But then... Makui walks toward me with a terrifying look on his face. I try to take a step back without thinking, but Miyashiro suddenly grabs me by the arm. Huh? Stay close to me. Huh? No, let me go. I'll just do what I say for now. No, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. You ruined everything, Miyashiro-kun. The Gigalomaniac matter, as well as my One World Order experiments. As I said before, I was punished rather harshly for not dealing with you sooner. I never thought they'd lower my rank so much. And because of you, I might not make it into the next world, Miyashiro-kun. That was your own hubris. When I see the weapon in Wakui's hands, for the first time, I realized that I could actually die. Is he going to kill me? Is he really going to kill me? Death never actually seemed real to me. I never even thought about it before. But now, it's right in front of me. And the huge blades in Wakui's hand, and the eerie light they give off, are pulling me deeper and deeper into the terror. And why do you choose to go back to reality? Can you give me a satisfying answer? No answer, huh? In that case... Makui looks at me. Maybe it's not too late to drag you back into your delusions. And the ends of his blade point at me. Like the jaws of a shark, they open up to devour me. That's cool. I mean, this is a horrible thing that's happening to Serika right now. The white light sparks between them as they get closer. There's a loud throbbing noise in my head. My whole field of vision suddenly shifts. I put my hands to the wall to try and steady myself, but it's not the wall, it's the floor. I fell to the ground. It hurts. I hold my head. The pain is so bad that I can't feel anything else. One vision after another starts flowing inside my head. It feels like my head's being gripped open, like my memories are being forced to come back. Because they are. What is this? Where is this? Who is this? No, I know the answers to all those questions. What? I know? That can't be true. Wait, it must be true. I'm sure I've seen them before. No, I've never seen them before in my life. I clutch my head in my hands, fraught with confusion. I curl up into a ball and moan. I don't know. I don't know if these visions are real or not. I don't know anything. Stop it! I see Miyashiro try to stand between me and Wakui, only to get slammed backward. He smashes into the floor hard. Would you mind getting out of my way? There's nothing you can do. It's too late for regrets. If you hadn't abandoned your giglomaniac power, you might have been able to kill me. Miyashiro, why? Why is he trying to save me?
Onoe,
Are you okay? Yeah. For a moment, I can't speak, but I managed to summon the strength to look at him and nod. When I heard him call me Onoe, it felt like it overlapped with a memory that made me want to cry. What's this? Makoi is frowning at Miyashiro as he holds the huge blade in his hand.
It's
just tougher than I thought. If you had the power to do this, then why?
それが僕があい
It
つ
was
に
the
で
one
きる
thing I could do to atone for
唯
what I
一の
did to
償い
her.
だから
And at some point, I forgot about the pain in my head. I can't take my eyes off Miyashiro.
僕たちは
Together, we would
一緒
never
にいたら何
change.
も変わることができない
Both she and I
離
would
れた
stop
からこ
making
そ
mistakes.
僕もあいつももう間違えないそうじゃないと
We do it all
また
over
繰り返し
again.
てしまう
Why not do it all over again? What's wrong with that? Miyashiro is crawling on the ground, but he looks up at his enemy with eyes that would never give in to anyone.
男が
Oh man, can't
好
spend
き
his
な
life
子にす
clinging
が
to
り
the
つい
girl
て
he
生きてくなん
loves.
てできるわけないだろ
Is that really your only reason? Even as Wakui looks at him with a wry smile, Miyashiro doesn't flinch at all. There's no sign of shame in his eyes.
そんな理由
You
で
don't
悪い
think
か
that's a good enough reason?
神様気
You
取りのあ
people
んたた
think
ちに
you're
は
gods.
人
So
の気
you
持ちが
just
理
can't
解できない
understand how
だけ
normal
だ
people feel. That's all.
なら試してみ
Maybe
ろよ
try it then.
試す
Try it.
僕のことなん
You
て
can kill me whenever you
殺
want,
そうと
right?
思えばいつで
Then
も
why
殺
not
せるんだ
test
ろ
me
う
just a little more?
だったらもう少し僕を試してみたらどうだあんたの
If
言う
you're
ことが
right,
正しいんだ
someday I'll go back.
いつか僕
But
は
if I'm
戻って
right,
し
I
まうけ
never
ど
will.
でも 僕が正しければ戻ることは絶対にない。それ
You
を
might not
試して
try
み
and
た
see
らどう
who's
だ。
right. Miyashiro stands up, slowly, without anyone's help.
そんな口
You
車
really
に
think I'll agree
僕
to
が乗る
that?
とでも。
乗るさ。
You will. You
だって
want your
あん
rank
た
or whatever back,
序
don't
列と
you?
やらを
You're
元に戻した
pathetically
いんだろ。
clinging to the committee so you can survive
次の
with the
世界
next
で生き
world.
残るためにみっともなく委員会にしがみついて。だったら
And then, why
あん
not
たを
keep
失墜
watching
さ
me?
せた
The real
僕という
Giga
本
Maniac
当の
in
イレギュラーを
reality
観
who's
測し続ければい
disappointed
い。
you.
もしも
If
僕
I
が
ever
ギ
do
ガロ
go
マニア
back to
ックス
being
に
a
戻って
Giga
しまった
Maniac,
ら
I'll help
あ
you
ん
with
たにい
whatever
くらで
you
も協
want.
力してや
You
る。
can take all the
あん
glory
たの
for
成果に
yourself.
すればいい。
So you want to play a game with me and bet
僕と
yourself
ゲ
as
ー
the
ムをしようって
prize?
いうのかい？
ああ、
Yeah.
元
This
から
whole
これ
thing
は
was a goddamn
クソ
game
ったれ
from
な
the
ゲームだっ
start.
たんだからな。もちろん
Of
僕は負
course,
ける
I
気な
have
い。
no intention of losing.
最後の
I'll
1秒
struggle
まで
to the
あがいて
very
やる。
last second.
宮代
Miyashiro-kun, you're a truly interesting person. All of a sudden, Makui vanishes, leaving behind only the eerie light of his blade seared into our eyes.
了解した。
Very well.
そのゲ
I
ーム
accept your
受けて
challenge.
立つことにしよ
Your
う。
game.
それじゃ、
Let's start right now
今から
then,
スタートだ。
Miyashiro-kun.
宮代くん。
I hear a voice from somewhere. It feels like it's resounding directly inside my head. And then everything goes quiet.
おい、
Hey,
Miyashiro.
Miyashiro. Suddenly, Kunosata-san's back, just as quickly as she disappeared. It's like she never left.
あの、
Are
大丈
you
夫
alright?
ですか？
Yeah, is all she says. She's biting her lip, probably frustrated at how much stronger her opponent was.
涌井はどう
Where's
した？
Wakui?
とりあえず
He
唇も
accepted
持
my
ってくれまし
proposal
た。
for now.
しばらくは
I think we
大
should
丈夫
be
だと思い
okay
ます
for a while, but
それより
more importantly. Miyashiro points to the PC, and Konosata-san leaps toward it.
例の画
The
像は
image
無
is
事だ
safe, but damn,
が。やら
he
れた。
got us.
いい
All the data on the committee is gone. Hey, are you okay?
ええ、
Yeah.
いきなり中
And
に
they
入れ
couldn't
なか
get
った
in all of a sudden.
一体
What
何があったん
happened?
だ
And the sound of fingers on a keyboard echo off the walls. And Konosata-san grimaces.
重要な
He
ハード
physically
ディスク
destroyed only the
物
important
理
hard
的に破
disks.
壊していった。
There's no way to restore them.
これでは
Damn
復旧
that
もできない。
Wakui.
涌井め。
Wakui was here. Miyashiro nods.
詳しいことは
I'll
後
tell
で
you the
話します
details later.
先に目的を
First,
済ま
let's
せ
do
ましょ
what
う
we came here for.
久野里さん
Kunosata-san, you
さっ
can
き
take
の
the
ですよね
video with that camera.
動画も撮れま
right?
すよね。
お前、
You're
こ
going
こ
to
で
make
犯
your
行声明
confession
の映像
here?
を撮る気か。
はい。
Yes,
涌井は
Wakui. The
委員
committee.
会はもうここ
They
には
aren't
現れ
coming
ません。
back here.
一刻も
I
早
want
く
to resolve everything
カオスチャイ
related
ル
to
ド症
Chaos
候群
Child
に関す
syndrome
る
as
ことを
soon
終
as
わりにしたいん
possible.
です。
Kunosata-san bites her lip once more and lets out a little sigh.
新庄さん
Shinjo-san, let's do
こ
what
いつ
he
の言う通り
says.
にしてやろう。
Get some people together to carry
脳
out
内
the
スキャ
brain
ン装
scan
置を運び出
device.
す手はずを
We
整え
might
る。
be able to find some clues
あ
from
れを
it.
調べれば手がかりくらいは残っているかもしれない。
ああ、
Sure. The detective seems a little dissatisfied, but he must have been used to being talked to like that, because he goes to the other room.
ん
Miyashiro's looking at me. I try to tell him about all the fragments of memories I've seen. But just as I open my mouth, he motions for me to stop.
尾上さん、
What?
案内
Thanks for bringing us
Arigato.
here. I'm
怖い
sorry
目
for
に遭わせちゃっ
scaring
て
you
ごめん。
like that.
もう大
It's
丈夫だ
okay
から。
now.
そんなこ
I
と
don't care about that. But these memories,
ここからは
and the rest of this is our job
僕た
now.
ちの仕事だ。
So,
だから
Miyashiro looks toward the exit. And you can go, he seems to say. No, that's not what he's really saying. Go home, his eyes tell me. I have to ask. I have to find out for sure. But my lips won't move. The words won't come out. Why? Why am I?
宮代
Miyashiro,
やるぞ
let's do this.
はい
Right. Miyashiro turns around and begins to ignore me. He follows Kunosato's-san's instructions and puts a chair up against the wall.
と
What
何
do
を
I
喋
say
った
to
ら
attract the most
より注
attention?
目を集めますかね。
知るか
Don't ask me. You're the one who supposedly committed the
お前が起こしたことになっている事件
murders.
だろ。
Say something that sounds like what
そ
a
れらしい
murderer
こ
would
とを言っ
say.
ておけ
Supposedly? My headache almost went away when Wakui disappeared, but it's starting to get a little stronger once again. My head is throbbing with pain. And for some reason, the pain is eating into my heart.
なら
And then,
この世
how
界を
about I
恨んだ
try
り
saying something about
憎んだり
hating
して
the
みましょう
world?
か。
妥当なところ
Sounds
だ
good. We'll go with that.
それでいこ
The two of them had completely stopped paying any attention to me. I staggered toward the exit, as if trying to escape from the headache. I turn back before I go up the stairs, but no one is looking at me. Miyashiro isn't looking at me either. I leave the basement without saying a word.
僕がこの事
It's
件
not
を起
my
こした
fault
の
that
は
I did this.
僕のせい
It's
で
the
はあり
fault
ま
of
せ
our
ん。
sick society.
この社会そのものが害悪に満ちているからです。
I can hear him speaking into the camera below. I'm getting further and further away. I'm staggering constantly, like I'm in a waking dream. But I've succeeded in my goal. Kurusu-san will wake up now. And then I'll be able to ask her about me. Huh? Me? Why am I going to ask her about myself again? Everything feels so hazy. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. I should just do what Miyashiro said and go back home. My head hurts. I'm probably just not feeling well. I need to go home and rest.
私の家って
Where is my home
どこだっけ
again?
あ
Oh,
そっか
right. Yokohama.
横浜だよ
When I came here, what happened when I did, and even how I feel right now. I don't know any of it anymore. I'm walking through town. It's probably the slowest I've ever walked in my life. As the sun starts to set on the city, I keep having trouble walking forward. But I can't stop. I realize that I'm not supposed to be here. So I force myself to keep going. And for some reason, once I got away from Miyashiro, my headache stopped. It's as if his very existence itself was the cause of it.
あそ
Oh,
うか
right. Today's... I look at all the happy girls and remember. February 14th. That's one hell of a way to spend your Valentine's Day, I guess. Valentine's Day. The day when girls tell boys they like them.
私
I
あんた
I
みたい
hate
なやつ
people like you.
大嫌い
I wasn't really thinking about it when I said that. It's not often that you tell someone to their face that you don't like them. The way to say what I'd like to say will occur to me after you've gone. Is that a line from a movie? Who did I go see it with? I laugh, even though I think it's stupid. And the current me is happy now. And I bet the old me was a total jerk who wasn't happy at all. But I've forgotten all about that now. I've forgotten all about that, and I can be happy. And that's right. I'm happy now. That's why I have to laugh.
ねえ、セ
Hey,
リカ、
Serika.
あなた
Where are
は
you going?
どこへ行く気なの？
I ask myself that, but I don't answer it. I just keep walking. I'm walking in a crowd full of people. As I walk, I stop being able to figure out how much of the world is real. All those nightmarish things that just happened. All these people are just casually walking around, blissfully unaware of all of it. Which world is real? It has to be this one. And the big TVs are playing wonderful music, and there's a delicious smell coming from the crepe stand. And this is the right world. The fun world. It has to be this one. But I know this one is fake. And I pretend I don't. I just keep smiling and walking. I'm a liar. And someone who's honest with themselves, like maybe a kid or something, might have gone back to that basement. Because this town, this place, it should be so much fun, but it feels so awful. I can't find the place where I belong. But I can't go back to that basement either. Because I'm not a kid anymore. Not anymore. I'm a grown-up who lies to herself. Suddenly, a scene from that nightmare comes back to my mind. And the fragments of memories I saw there. They're scattered about like pieces of a puzzle, and they're eating away at me. And beyond them, I remember a tiny feeling.
これ、
Do something about
どうに
this,
かしてよ。
please.
ね
And there's probably no way to get it back. I finally realize that no matter who I ask, that's the one thing they'll never tell me. The memories and that feeling keep spinning around inside of me. I want to go back there, but I can't. I keep walking with nowhere to go. And eventually, I find myself in the front of a building near the station. It's been 30 minutes since the sunset.
え、なんだっ
What
け？
was the name of this place
光
again?
を。
Hikaribo? I look up at the tall building. I can't tell how many floors it has. I can't remember ever going in there. But my body goes inside without hesitation. I step out of the elevator and see a pretty theater. You can see a poster for a musical on the wall. There's a picture on it that I've seen somewhere before. The soirée is about to start. This deep in game and there's still new tips. A term used in the theater industry that refers to a performance being held in the evening. A daytime performance is called a matinee. I feel like I should have known that, but I forgot. I stand in line to buy a ticket. Luckily, there's a seat open near the front of the house. I buy my ticket and bury myself in the waves of people going into the theater.
ここ、
And this place
確
is...
か。
What the... Something strange. I thought I'd never been here before, but it feels familiar. I've come here before. I walk up to the stairs through the crowd and open the door to the theater. And when I step inside, I hear a sound like something bursting within me. Something snaps inside my head. I walk toward my seat. I slowly weave my way through the other audience members, going down the steps of the corridor. The curtain is lowered, not in its projection with the name of the musical and an illustration. But what I'm seeing is an empty theater, like a sky with no clouds. An empty stage, lit up by bright lights. I sit in my seat, and after a while, the buzzer rings and the curtain comes up. The orchestra plays a low sound that echoes in the pit of my stomach, and the cast comes up on stage. But my mind is still saying the same thing. I'm still perceiving an empty stage. Is this where I... On stage, the actors start to act out rowing a boat. They're creating a delusional world on the stage, filled with things that don't exist in the real one. But I'm seeing a different world. It's the world I lived in before. The musical keeps going, but the empty stage that only I perceive doesn't change. My memories throb and ache. My emotions feel like they're about to overflow. I've done something here, with someone. The sorrow I felt when I talked with them is filling my heart. And the pain I felt in my throat when I screamed at them is coming back to me. It hurts to breathe. I'm gasping for air like I'm underwater. The actors sing, their voices riding on the powerful music. It's a song the heroes sing to inspire themselves and the people before they go off to fight the revolution. The people of this delusional world all line up and yell, "Come along and join us." And then it happens. I see someone on the empty stage, and they're holding something up high in their hands. I can see that it's a sword, gleaming with a dull shine. It's a tool for battle. Because it was the one thing I could do to make amends to her. And together, we would never change. But apart, both she and I would stop making mistakes. Man can't spend his life clinging to the girl he loves. Huh? I'm crying. These are the same tears I felt on my cheek when I woke up this morning. I quickly wipe them away with the back of my hand, but they don't stop. I keep wiping them away, but they just won't stop coming. Huh? Huh? It's no good. They won't stop. I can't stop them. I'm burying my face in my hands. I don't have any regrets. I don't regret what I did. I'm satisfied. You scum! Keep going. Who was the girl that was always by your side? My best friend. Despite all the horrible things you did, even a murderer like you still had a best friend. Was your best friend another Chaos Child Syndrome patient? Where is she now? No. She was a normal person, but she's gone now. She's no longer a part of this world. And the play ends, and the audience gives a standing ovation. The actors stand on the stage and bow. Alone, I wipe away my tears. I sit there for a long time, unable to get up. No one else can see the blurry world that I perceive. I look up to stop the tears from falling. And the lights on the stage shine down on me like a spotlight. Starring. Man, there better be an after credit scene. There better fucking be. It's listing the characters though. Starring characters. Takeru Sarika, Kurisu. Centering in the background of that one. He and I are girly pop. Uki. The small. Kazuki. Chaos Child.
記憶の風に吹かれて涙がこぼれても
There better be an after credit scene or I swear. Not that I know what to expect from the after credit scene, but there better be one.
生まれたての雨のように透明な心で確かな世界を映してどこまでも行ける白い光の中産声を上げた僕らは暗いゲームの中目隠しされてたんだ今なら書けるよ願い込めて揺れるふりにさよなら愛しい大切な人どうか幸せに君は僕で僕は君
You are me and I am you. You're the product of my imagination. I wonder who that's referring to.
親友だよ今もずっと忘れたりしない
Sometimes Phantasm lyrics are a bit too on the nose, you know? Who feels more clear than the blue sky after rainfall is cute. There's no need for telepathy any longer. Yeah, okay. Some of the times the lyrics are way too on the fucking nose, I swear to God. Despair once again on the nose. D-sword. Up close and personal there, I see.
It's behind Zoe, the D-sword.
Hi, blue sky. No Science Adventure series true ending without a blue sky, right? 5 PB, A clear sky even. There was clouds. October 2016. An after credit scene. 8 months later.
The
next examination will be at the same time next week. Take care.
お大事に。
はい、
Alright.
ありがとう
Thank you
ござ
very
いました。
much. Senri. Her casual outfit's so cute, man. As she bows to the nurse, who she has come to know quite well, Minamisawa Senri, the girl who was once Kurisu Nono, checks the time. It's almost noon. The exams are getting shorter and shorter. They hadn't even given her any drugs today. That probably means she's getting better. Oh, big sis. That's so fucking cute. Yamazoe Uki, whose exams were Yamazoe Uki, whose exam was evidently as short as hers, comes down from the psychiatric ward on the 5th floor. When she sees Senri, she runs over to her. Are you done for the day too?
こーら、
Hey, no running in the hospital.
走るのいい。
Oh,
ごめ
you're
んな
right.
さい。
I'm sorry. Senri feels herself smile as she watches her little sister walk past, but not run, toward the front desk. Her little sister struggled with her physical therapy before, but now she can walk and run like a normal girl. She wants to be a nurse, just like Senri. A job Senri knows would be perfect for her.
じゃあ行こ
Okay,
うか。
let's go. We got out earlier than expected, so that we invite everyone to lunch. I'm sure they'll
来て
come.
くれると思うわ。
Yeah. Inky suddenly seems to remember something and stops.
忘れ物？
Did you forget something? No. Inky is choosing her words carefully as she looks to the elevator that just came down.
いいの？
Are you
姉さん
sure, big sis? Yes. Senri puts her hand on her little sister's head.
ちゃんと
We were able to say goodbye. That's good enough.
それでもう十分。
Blinks.
それに
Besides, security is very tight these days. Nobody can get in.
でも
But
だからいいの
it's alright, Yuki.
ウキ
So we're not gonna be like that
そ
anymore.
うしちゃダ
Okay?
メなんだから。
And after a second, her little sister nods and Senri smiles in return.
定期検
Glad to see you survived your checkup.
お疲
Good
れ
job,
様です。
everyone. She's talking. Let's go. I mean, it makes sense, but like, When she contacted them on her phone, Senri found that Arimira Hinae and Kazuki Ohana had both been waiting for her call all morning. And the four of them then met in front of Shibuya Station and started walking together. It's been a long time since the four of them have gone through the city together like this. They see each other at the hospital quite often, but their exams and physical therapy are all at different times, which makes it difficult to schedule anything. But today is a special day. Even if they didn't say anything, they all knew they were going to meet for it.
今日
What's you doing today?
ユウトなら
Yuto went to the
学校の
library
お
with
友
his
達と図
friends.
書館へ行ったわ。
Well, he's going to the library on his day off? No, that's a scary thought.
それ恐ろしいなあ、おい。ユウは
He is
将
all
来
excited to be a lawyer when he grows up.
から
Damn, a lawyer? Is he gonna be an ace attorney?
ほへ
Wow, a lawyer? That's a
子供の
pretty
夢
crazy
にし
dream
ちゃ
for a
随
kid.
分
Wait. Oh. Oh, so that's it, Hinae almost says, but she stops herself. Both Hana and Hinae immediately understand the meaning of Tachibana Yuto's childlike dream, as well as the fact that it might even come true. And Yuto definitely knows what day it is, too. And it's almost certainly why he went to the library with his friends, just like how the 4 girls gathered together. An indescribable sadness is starting to build up between them.
おっと
Oh, whoops! Inside Mina's loud voice that breaks the silence.
皆の衆
Everyone,
のん
if
び
you
り
don't
してると
hurry,
どの
all the
店も
restaurants are going to
満
fill
席になっ
up.
ちゃいますぜ
That's right. Where should we?
超お腹
I'm
空いて
super
る
hungry,
ので
so I suggest the
いつも
usual
のカフェで
cafe.
いいと
What do
思
you
いま
think,
す
guys?
どうみんな
それでい
I'm
い
okay with that.
私もそこ
Me
で
too. That's fine. Alright,
じゃあ
let's go there
そうし
then.
ましょうか
Okay,
では
follow
お
me.
姉さんについてきてください
Hinae raises one hand up like a tour guide, wraps the other around Hana's, and the two of them have been hanging out together a lot. The two of them have been hanging out together a lot recently, and then plunges into the crowd. There are no Chaos Child Syndrome patients to be seen. 8 months before this, over 80% of the Chaos Child Syndrome patients at Shibuya all fell unconscious at once. They were all quickly split up and taken to nearby hospitals. The hospitals were overflowing with patients. It was almost like the earthquake 6 years before. No, 7 years now. Even the patients who had escaped the initial wave quickly fell unconscious as well, and they were also taken to hospitals. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured. Several people were injured when they'd fallen, but none of them badly. And several days later, the patients began to wake up, almost all of them in a state of extreme panic, and they couldn't believe what they actually looked like. Senri, Hinae, and the others woke up at the same time, and were all terribly confused. But they didn't panic like the others did. They quickly realized that he was involved, and that he'd done this for everyone's sake. And so, all the patients returned to a more normal world. To a harsh reality.
南沢先輩
Minamisawa-senpai, you're not free to roam about the cabin. Hurry up or we'll leave you behind. Oh, right.
ごめんなさい
Senri realizes that, as she was reflecting on the past, she'd stopped walking. She quickly runs to catch up with the others. Naturally, Senri had an idea what had transpired during her coma. But right after she woke up, Takaryu told her himself. Konosato and Shinjo let her meet him in a special hospital room. He also told to her about Seriko's true nature, and the truth behind the return of the new generation madness. Makui, the committee, and Chaos Child Syndrome too. He told her everything. And lastly, he told her the truth about Sakuma, the father she believed in. And there was something that Kurisu-no, or rather, Minamisawa Senri had to tell him too. Now that she didn't look like Kurisu-no anymore, there was no way she could keep up the lie. Yeah. She had trouble working up the courage before she went into Takuru's room. She'd hesitated so many times, and almost thought about not meeting him at all. But it had been the other girls from her room that scolded her and urged her on. Good. She'd been the last to wake up because of the wound in her chest, and by the time she did, Uki, Hinae, and Hana had already seen the real her. And everyone had forgiven her without saying a word. But when she hesitated about meeting Takuru, they all got quite upset with her. Can't you trust him? They asked her. Is he the kind of guy to not forgive you? And that had been enough for her to decide. And after she told him everything, Takuru laughed gently.
バカだ
You're
な
so silly.
もっと
You should
早
have
く
told me
話してくれれ
sooner.
ばよかったのに
Every time she remembered what he'd said back then, she felt like she would start to cry. And Senri had given up the name and body of Kurisu-no and went back to being her original self. She was forced into 6 months of physical therapy, not just because of the syndrome, but the stab wound as well. But at last, after all that, she was capable of going outside on her own. She then went back to Hekiho Academy, which was now just a normal private school, and started truly living the life of a normal student along with the others. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry.
ごめんなさい。
What is it?
何？検査
How was
どう
the
でしたか？
exam?
いつも通り
The same as ever. But they didn't give me any
もう薬
medicine.
も処方され
I
てない
think
し
I'm about done with
そろそろ
doctors.
治療もおしまいかしら。和樹の
What
方
about you, Kazuki?
うん
Me
私
too.
もそう
Maybe.
かも。
Kazuki looks up at the blue sky as she speaks. She'd been lying to everyone too. And just like Senri, she was reluctant to admit it, and he and I scolded her too. But when she opened up to Takuru about her lie, he forgave her like it was nothing. Even after losing her power, Hana still doesn't talk a lot, but she's trying her best. She believes she owes it to Takuru to do so.
その声
And you should let more people hear
みんなにもっと聞
your
かせてあ
voice.
げるといい
You
よ
need to make many more
友
friends.
達も増えるんじゃないかな
Shibuya is filled with people enjoying their day off. And Senri and the others are all living the same lives that everyone else is. Except for one person. The boy who used to be at their center. They only bring it up during a small silence, after they finish eating lunch at their usual cafe. At first, no one wants to discuss it. But at about the same time, Senri gets tired of watching the ice melt in her iced tea. Yunai opened her mouth to speak.
あの、
Did you see this yet? She points to the phone in her hand. It's displaying a tabloid site.
ええ。
Yeah. The article is about Takuru. Miyashita Takuru, the boy responsible for the serial killings in Shibuya, has been being kept at AH Tokyo General Hospital to aid in research on the Chaos Child Syndrome. And now that the research is mostly finished, he is finally being sent to a detention house for the real interrogations to begin. Even if he is a minor, in light of the effect his way less than minor crimes had on society, there's no chance he'll be getting out anytime soon. So the article says, completely in a sensational and exaggerated tone,
こういうのどこ
where
で
does
調べ
this
るのか
media
しら
find
ね
this
マスコ
stuff?
ミって
Most of what the article says is right. And Shinjo told them that the day Takuru will be transferred is today. They were able to say goodbye earlier. Shinjo had set it up.
本当に
Really. Right until the very end, The final time they met, Takuru asked them a favor. It involved Onue Sarika. Stay away from her, unless she comes to you. But if she does come to you, please forgive her, and treat her like a normal friend. And never tell her about her past or mine. He insisted on these 3 things until the very end.
でも
But Sarika has never approached them. Konosata told them that she lives in Yokohama, is attending Kekiho Academy from there, but they haven't heard anything else.
今
What's going to happen now?
何してるのか
I
しら
wonder.
さあ
I don't know. No one knows for sure if Yuki's question is about Takuru, Sunika, or maybe even both of them.
そろそろ
Let's get
行
going.
きましょうか
When she stands up to leave, Senri realizes. Oh, I think I understand now. Maybe she's asking about us. What are we going to do now? Senri then remembers that Takuru had a spot in the cafe where he always sat. She finds herself looking at it, and almost starts crying again. And the 4 of them leave the cafe and slowly head for the station. And they plan to split up and go home from there. None of them are looking at their phones, and yet their heads all hang far lower than normal, but no one among them notices. Just before the light turns green, Senna realizes they are completely buried in the people surrounding them. Her mouth opens on its own.
映画でも
Want to go see a movie? Huh? The other 3 look up in surprise. Their mouths fall open in shock. They seem to have been caught completely off guard.
このまま帰って
We're
も
not going home already,
Mother,
are we? It's too early. Tis right. The sun hasn't even begun to set yet. Hinae suddenly starts to tear out her hair. Dang it! I was supposed to keep everyone from getting down today!
しようと思ってきたのに。
Her twin tails spin angrily. That's such a funny sentence.
そんなこ
You
と
were
考
thinking
えてたん
about
だ。
that?
そうじゃ
Why
な
would
く
I hold your hand otherwise? You're not my
手繋いだりとか
boyfriend.
しないって。
But you could be girlfriends, Hinae. Girlfriends.
最近
But you've been
よく
holding my
繋い
hand
で
all
く
the
るくせ
time
に。
lately. You're girlfriends.
知らん。
I don't know what you're talking about.
はいはい。
Yes, yes. Quiet
じゃあ
down,
付き合
you
ってくれる
two.
のね。
So,
映画
you come with me to a movie, won't you?
バチコ
It's your thing. Hinae claps her hands together and then spreads her arms as if to give Senri a big hug. Do it.
ウキは
What about you, Uki?
この後
You're free
予
right
定ない
now,
でしょ？
aren't you? Huh? Yeah,
でも
but... Uki makes the same face she made at the hospital. Let's go back to the hospital after all. It's almost time, isn't it? And that's what Uki seems to say. Senri knows that Uki is worried about her, but that's when she smiles back silently.
ありがとう。
Thank you, Uki. But if we're going to go somewhere,
行くなら
let's
や
go
っ
see a
ぱり
movie,
映画にしましょう。
because she knows what if she... Because she knows that if she does see Takuryu again, she'll grab onto him and break down in tears. She doesn't think she has it in her to control herself. And she doesn't want to let her little brother see her like that. She's never going to let him worry about her again. And that's why.
できれば
Let's pick up on one.
楽しい映
I
画
want to
が
write
いい
him a
な。
letter and say we saw a
タク
really
ルに
fun
手紙
movie
を書きたいの。
together.
みんなで楽しい映画を見たわよって。
Oh, I'll write one too. I'll write him a letter every day.
毎
Every
日
day?
う
Hmm.
ん。
I guess I'd better write
これは
one
負けていられないわね。
every day too then. Cute.
おお、
Wow,
姉妹
you
です
two really
な。
are in love with your brother, huh? Hinaya tries to tease them, but they both look back at her and speak in unison, Sari mischievously and Yuki extremely seriously.
いけない？
Is that so wrong?
自慢の
I'm very
弟な
proud of my little brother.
自慢の
I'm
兄
very
です。
proud of my big brother.
お、
Oh. Low. Hinaya staggers back in astonishment, in exaggerated astonishment, and Senri gives her a pat to move her along.
ほら、早く
Come on, hurry up or we'll leave you behind. Senri goes to the front and starts walking. No. Unlike a moment ago, she's standing tall, ready to face whatever fate has in store for her. Yuki goes after, her footsteps steady and firm as well. The remaining two look at each other for a moment. And then they start laughing and run to catch up to the sisters.
あー、
Hey, wait up, senpai! Uki!
ウキ映画なら
I know who movie we should
おすすめの
watch.
あるんですけど、花のおすす
The
め
movies you wreck are always so dumb, though.
話になんない。
What? Cute. Huh, that's strange. There should be data in here.
おい
Hey, I told you again and again not to touch that.
何度も言ってるだろう。
And the door opens, and an angry woman comes inside. It's Kunasato-san.
すいません
I'm sorry.
あいつらの結果
Their test results were clean,
いつ
just
も
like
通りクリー
always.
ンだ。
There's no fear of a relapse
今
for
のとこ
now.
ろ再発の恐れはない。
I give a small sigh of relief when I hear that. Good. The treatment seems to be working well.
それで
So,
あの
how long
いつまでのの
or
サンリたちの検査
when
って
others
続
going
くん
to
です
keep
か？
getting treatment?
お前
You're about to be taken
これ
away,
から
and you're still
連れて行
worrying
かれる
about
時
other
に
people.
人の心配なんて。
Well, whatever.
ま
I
あ
guess that's just who you are.
そういうやつだったなお前は。
Kunasato-san sighs in resignation.
今あいつ
All
ら
I'm
に
doing
行
now
っ
is
ている
checking
の
their
は
chromosomes for any
染色体に異常が
abnormalities.
見られない
It's
かどうか
basically
の
like a
検査だけ
physical.
だ。
I'm
まあ
not aware of any
健康診断
physical
みたい
that
なものだな。
requires checking of the chromosomes, but I digress.
少なくとも
If nothing else,
老化
I'm
の
going
原
to
因
keep it
が
until
完
we
全
can
に突き
completely
止められるま
determine
で
the
は
cause of the
検
aging
査は続ける
process. Right now, it's
今は
once a
週に
week,
1回
but
だ
I'm
から
planning on cutting it back
検査回
gradually.
数は徐々に減らしていく予定だ。
いつ頃から減らし
When
てい
can
け
you
るんです
start cutting it back? I don't know, kind of what the sun says. From the way she's talking, she isn't lying. She really doesn't know. My role in researching and curing Chaos Child Syndrome had mostly come to an end after I created that image. All that's left is for Kunosato-san, and the scientists helping her to figure out the scientific cause. But they seem to be having a hard time figuring out what causes the artificial aging process. As for what they do know, there are structures called telomeres at the ends of a chromosome, and they're related to the aging process. By the way, I completely butchered the pronunciation of that, but that's okay. Let's find out more info. A repeated set of base pairs located at the ends of a chromosome, and it has been confirmed that telomeres get shorter with each cell division, and since telomere shortening has been observed in patients suffering from accelerated aging disorders, it is believed that they are deeply connected with cellular aging and thus with the aging of the entire body. The fact that you're just saying it's okay with a laughing face means I definitely butchered it. There are signs that the Chaos Child Syndrome patients are artificially creating them inside their bodies. And these false telomeres shorten at a greatly accelerated rate that drastically restrict the number of times a cell can divide. And the hypothesis is that the brain recognizes these artificial telomeres as real and initiates the aging process. But much of that is still in the realm of hypothesis, and Kunosato-san herself doesn't seem satisfied with the explanation at all. But whatever the underlying principle is, when I asked her what had happened, she shrugged and said this. It's probably because the mind and body mistakenly think that living in a world of delusions means being reborn as a new person.
妄想の世界で生きるということは新しい自分に生まれ変わることだとな。
そうか。
So that's it.
精
It's
神
not
的
just the
な
mind
勘
that's
違いだけ
mistaken,
じゃなく
it's the body as well.
肉体的にも勘違いをしたんだ。
The phenomenon where these mistakes or errors would occur along the chromosome have been known in the medical world for a long time. And that's right, it's the same mechanism as cancer. In other words, former Chaos Child Syndrome patients are at a high risk of developing that disease. Senri and the others will probably keep getting exams to look for those errors in their cells, all without knowing why. And according to Kunosato-san, she has no idea when those exams might end. They might go on forever.
実は
Actually, there's something
お前
very
に関
interesting
して興
regarding
味
you
深いこと
too.
があるんだが。
Konosato-san stares at me, as if trying to peer into the bottom of my soul.
これから先
From this point forward,
か
you're
なり
going to
長い
lose
間
access to the internet for a very
お前
long
はインター
time.
ネットにアクセス
Probably
で
for
きな
the
くな
first time in your life. Am I right?
生まれて初めてのことじゃないか。
I mean, he's been in a coma before, but I don't think that counts. Yeah, come to think of it, she is right. The internet already existed when I was born. By the time I hit puberty, it was everywhere.
情報共
And you
有を
put
手
so
に
much
していた
emphasis
お
on
前
being
は
a right-sider.
その
And
最
for the
大の手
first
段
time,
を失
you're
い
going to have restricted
情報の規
access
制
to
を受ける
information.
場合によってそういう生活
When
が
that way
当
of
然とな
living
った
becomes
時
natural to you, I wonder how your thought patterns will change.
それまでとどう変化するんだろうな。
That's a fair point. A while ago, I might have panicked just thinking about it. But strangely, I don't feel like I will right now.
激しい
It
情
will
報
be
の
interesting
波
to see
に
how
さら
you
されてい
change,
たお前と
going from a roaring, endless storm of information to
静かな
drifting
海
in
に
a quiet,
漂うお
empty
前
sea.
精神
前に約
Hey,
束しま
I
したから
promised you, didn't I?
実
I'm
験
your
台に
guinea
していい
pig
ですよ
now, so make the most of it.
あ
Yeah, you're
あ
right.
そうだったな。
伊藤のやつは
Ito's
症
getting a
候
lot
群だけでなく
better, not just from the
脳の
syndrome,
方も
but from
随
the
分
brain
回
damage
復してき
too.
たそうですね
It's all thanks to you.
助かりました
I was wondering about him. Good to know he's not dead.
助かったのは
I was only
医
able
学
to
的
save
な
him
面だ。
medically. I can't make any
法的なことは
guarantees
知ら
about
ん
the
ぞ。
legal side. Shinzo-san told me that Ida will be prosecuted, but in the end, he'll probably be given treatment at a medical facility for minors. I don't know how long it will take, but I'm relieved to know that he'll eventually go free. Remembering Yui makes my heart ache, but what happened to her isn't his fault.
久野里さんは
What are you going to do now,
これからどうするつ
Kunosato-san?
もりです？
I remember something I want to ask her before I leave this place. Kunosato-san's eyebrows rise in surprise.
委員会への復讐
Are
を
you going to
続け
keep
るつ
trying
も
to
りで
get
すか？
revenge on the committee?
当然
Of
だ。
course. I'm going to keep dancing
Wakuiga
just like
言った通り。
Wakubi said.
私は踊り続けるさ。
And then, I see a little smile form around her mouth.
そうか。
That reminds
なる
me,
ほど。
you and I may end up keeping in touch.
もしかしたらお
Wakui
前
said he was going to continue to
長
observe
い
you,
付き合いに
didn't
なる
he?
かもしれんな。ワクイはお前のことを観測し続ける。そう言ったんだろ。
ええ。
That's right.
この先
He's going to see you whether or not you'll give in to
自分
the
に降りか
despair
かっ
and
てく
terror
る状
that's to
況に
come,
絶望
and
し、
gain your powers as a giggling
あるいは
maniac.
恐怖し、
That's your game with him.
再びギガロマニアックスとしての力を取り返してしまうか否か。
ええ。
Yes.
だったら
Then, you're going to be kept
お前は
alive,
生かされ
and I'll
続け
keep
る。
watching you, so I can find him when he slips up.
お前の観測を続けよう。
いいか？
Can I come in? There's a knock at the door, and I hear a voice I know well. Shinjo-san comes in with a serious look on his face. He's looking at me, seemingly uncertain as to what to say. I wait, motionless, until finally he sighs. Shinjo-san says the words. It's time.
時間だ。
はい。
Alright. I slowly stand up from the chair. Shinjo-san knows the truth, but I still accepted my decision. I could be nothing but grateful for that. I know how hard that has to be for a detective.
今まで
Thank you for everything.
ありがとう
And
ご
I'm
ざい
sorry
まし
for
た。
all the trouble I've caused.
苦労をかけました。
I bow deeply.
いや、
No. There's something
君に比
compared
べ
to
た
what you
ら
went through.
どうということはないさ。
He puts his hand on my shoulder. It's big and strong. If I had an older brother, would he have been like this?
俺の方こそ
I'm the one who should be thanking you.
ありがとう。
There's another detective on the other side of the door, ready to take me to the transport. And the rest of the world still doesn't really know what I look like, now that I've recovered from Chaos Child Syndrome. It's Shinjo-san who convinced the others that I'd stand out less if they didn't put handcuffs on me and try to hide my face. Thanks to that, I'll be able to walk outside as a normal high school kid one last time. I bow one last time to Shinjo-san, and then turn to Konosato-san.
みんなのこと
Take care of everyone for
よ
me.
ろしく頼みます。
あ、
Yeah. See you around.
またな。
Konosato-san nods weakly, and I nod back. And then I head for the exit.
あ
Oh, Miyashiro.
あ、宮代。
I stop and turn back around.
危うく
And there was
聞き忘
something
れ
I
たと
almost
ころだ
forgot
っ
to
た。
ask.
取
It's
り
not
立てて
terribly
重要なこと
important,
ではない
but
の
I
か。
figured I'd ask anyway.
彼女の
Her
名前
name
と
and
年
age.
齢だ。
Why did you name her anyway
Nazi.
Serika?
彼女
Was there
を
some
踊り
meaning
セリだ
behind
った
her
んだ。
age?
年齢に意味はあったのか。
You know what? That's good questions. Good questions.
あ
There's actually... That's actually something I also thought about for a long time, ever since we parted ways. It was the first step of a very big mistake. But when I finally found the answer, I bursted out laughing.
名前は
Her name was an anagram
僕
of
の
my
両親の
parents'
名前を
names.
ローマ字書きしたアナグラムでした。
Ooh. Miyashiro Saneyo. Miyashiro Eriko.
本当の親に求めるようなことを
And the things you were
僕は
supposed to
彼
look
女
for
に
in a
求めてい
parent,
たんでしょう
I
ね。
saw it in her. I
だ
think
から
that's
そ
where
ん
I
な名
got
前
the
にしたん
name.
だと思います。
でも、
But if you wanted her to
親の
play the
役
role of
割
a
を彼女
parent,
に求めた
shouldn't
の
you
か
have made her older than you?
年上に設定するはずだろ。
そんな風
And I
に
think
親
I
を
didn't
求め
want
ている
to
自
admit that I
分を
wanted a parent,
認め
so
た
she
くなかっ
couldn't
たん
be
です。
older than me. She had
だ
to
から
be a
彼
girl
女
who
は
was
年
younger
上
than
では
me,
いけなかっ
so I
た。
could protect her.
僕が守るべき年下の女の子でなければいけなかった。子供なが
It
らに
was all because of my
つまら
stupid
ないプライ
pride.
ドですね。
Thinking back,
今
I
考
really
える
was
と
a fool.
本当に愚かでした。
I see.
そうか。
Man's being forced to psychoanalyze himself. I mean, he realized it before, so that's why he's able to answer right now. For a second there, I thought I caught a glimpse of gentleness in her expression.
でも
But you did protect her.
お前は
You're
ち
not
ゃ
a
んと
fool
彼女を
anymore.
守った。
And I smile back at her and turn away. I take longer steps than usual, so my resolve won't waver. And then I step out the door. It's been forever since I've actually been outside. The weather is beautiful. I'm so used to the darkness that the strong sunlight stings my eyes. And the wind is a little cold, but it feels good. It swirls past me, almost as if it's purifying my whole body. I was initially surprised to not see any reporters or onlookers around, but I learned that Kei-san, aka Konosato-san, had given the media and internet false information to keep them away. Let's go. I walk for a while until I see a black car stopped on the other side of the road. It's probably the transport.
あれ
Huh. I feel a sense of deja vu and stop to look around. And then I remember.
そうか
That's right. And this is the corner of AH Tokyo General Hospital. 6 years ago, during the earthquake, it was an evacuation shelter. Detective sees that I've stopped and asked what's wrong. There are too many feelings inside me to explain. That's right. This is where I created her. I stand there, frozen in silent shock, nearby in the bright sunlight, standing only a few seconds away if I were to run. It was her. A girl I thought for sure I'd never meet again. She's looking at me, as if uncertain whether to smile, be angry, or cry. And there's a girl next to her that I don't know, about the same age. Why?
なんで
What is she doing
ここ
here?
に
I can't look away. I can't move. And we're so close, but we're staring at each other from a distance that can never be crossed. And the detective tells me to start walking, but I can't respond to him. I suddenly realize that my fists are clenched.
セリカ
Huh?
何
What is it? I hear a pretty voice. And soft wind seems to be carrying it to me.
どうしたのいきなり
What's wrong? Who is that?
誰あれ
Someone you
知ってる
know?
人
I don't know what feelings are being exchanged between us, but I can see tears forming in her eyes.
うんうん
No, I
知ら
don't
な
know
い
him.
人
And the tears fall without a sound. She's smiling. The girl next to her must be her best friend. She wipes away her tears and smiles so that her friend won't see them. She then turns around and starts walking away from me. Time starts to move again, and a smile forms on my face as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know
僕
you
も君な
either.
んて知らない
And the sunlight continues to sting on my eyes as I look at the crystal clear blue sky. And the reason I'm looking up is so the tears in my eyes won't fall to the ground. And crying tears of joy. And that's what I believe. And that's what I have to believe. All of this is for the best. I'm
すいません
sorry. Oh,
行き
let's
ましょ
go.
う
I say that to the detective, and then I start to walk. I don't look at her as she gets further away. We will never meet again. Our paths will never cross again. And that is how we will live our lives together. Finn, you don't say. I guess you guys can't see that. I'm blocking it. It says Finn. Man. Silent sky end. Look, there's a blue sky on the screen because we got the ending. I love that the game does subtle things like that. The Science Adventure series, rather. Look at all these endings we got. Did we get all the tips? I think so. Yeah, seems like we got all the tips. How fun. It feels so strange to be done with the game, man. Like, it makes sense, but at the same time, man, it's been a while, huh? There was one CG that I saw before we started the game that I don't think we actually saw. I don't know where it would be hiding here. But it was a CG of all of them being old in the club room. Like, the only place I could think of it hiding is, Kurisu's route somehow. Because, there's one negative delusion that we didn't do, but not all negative delusions have CGs, so... It doesn't really look like there's an empty space either. I could be lying, but yeah, I'm not really seeing where there would be an empty space. Wild. But, God, it's so weird being done with the game. I guess the question is, do I like this more than Chaos Head? I think yes. I think this is my new favorite Science Adventure series, but Chaos Head is a close second. Which, I guess, Steins Gate is a close third. Because... a lot of the not so great parts of Chaos Head is just really probably a subject of it being of its time, and those things weren't present here. So, like, this game never got nearly as brutal as Chaos Head did, and I honestly do kind of like how brutal Chaos Head was, but, like, that's definitely probably just, like, oh, this is, like, the first game, so, like, let's get really into it, like, shock value, I guess, with how gruesome it got, which wasn't really present here at all, which was kind of nice. But, here, let me go ahead and close the game. Man. Because we're closing it, actually. Let's get to that little chatting screen I have. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we can settle the prediction. It ended up being under. Barely. The total playtime was 89.3. So, very close to the full 90 hours. That's funny. Man. But isn't this a time? This has been a time, for sure. Man, I think I'll definitely need some time to, like, mull over and process everything that's happened, for sure. Yeah, VG got 10 points back. Hi, Pyro. Yeah, man, this has really been a time. Next week, we'll be watching Occultic 9, the anime. Hope you had a fun time. There were some fun moments. I'm not sure if I could qualify the entire game as a fun time, though. You don't pay attention, but you like having my stream open just looking at it. You know what? That's fair. I definitely recommend you maybe getting into the Science Adventure series in your own time if it interests you, because I do really like it, and this one has been my favorite game of the overall series, but I did have an enjoyable experience, yes. No one really has a fun time with psychological horrors, per se. I get your sentiment, though. Understandable, Pyro. No need to fret. I also appreciate you lurking, even if you're not paying that much attention. That's a-okay by me, too. We are almost out of science adventure games, though. You still prefer Steins Gate, but it's definitely stuck with the landing. That's fair. Maybe that could be a fun thing to do during, like, a subathon or something, or some other special event stream, where we all, like, do a Science Adventure series tier list, so that way we can see, like, everyone's preferences between them. Because I still love Steins Gate, don't get me wrong. I'm really looking forward to the reboot that's coming out later this year, and then also eventually doing Elite, even though I'm pretty sure it's not that great, quote-unquote, just because they do cut out some things, and then also just the random moments of anime. You want to play Steins Gate? Do it! Play it! Get the Committee of Zeros patch for it, though. You have them in your Steam library but don't have time? Stream them. That way you have an excuse for the time, too. Stream them until you finish the game. The longest one so far has definitely been Chaos Child. So, you wish you could? I mean, it's your streams. You could stream whenever you want. No, I get it, though. Hopefully one day you'll have the time to, because they're very good. I definitely love the Science Adventure series. You only have one day you stream when you're not doing stuff with other people. That's fair. You like your schedules? Yeah, that's fair. No worries. But I really do hope you get the time to play them, because I really have enjoyed this visual novel series. Like, I've played a lot of visual novels. I think I can safely say that the Science Adventure series has been my favorite, though, just overall. Robotics Notes was kind of a drag, but I still found it worth playing. Because, like, Robotics Notes, the first game, wasn't even that bad. It just was kind of slow. Yeah, start next week. Even if you have to only play, like, a little bit at a time. Which patch do you need? Committee of Zeros. Let me get you the link to all their patches. I will post it here in chat for your convenience. Robotics Notes does, in fact, have Frau, but she can't heavy carry the drag that it was, because I still definitely really appreciate Robotics Notes, but goddamn. It'll be interesting to see Occultic 9, because that visual novel never got translated. Oh, you have used patches for Higurashi. I have not played... Well, I have played Higurashi. I don't know what I was trying to say. I haven't used any patches for Higurashi, so I'll keep that in mind for whenever I get back to it. Because I only played Ray and then Chapter 1 just because that was free. So I'll definitely keep that in mind for whenever I get back to it, because I would really like to get back to Higurashi. It makes it so good. Okay. Once again, we'll bear that in mind. They add the name of the speaker. You're dumb. It's okay. You can't tell sometimes who's talking. Oh, okay. Now I understand. God, that's a problem that Dramatical Murder has. Like, the text boxes don't say who's talking, and Robotics Notes is annoying because it's a bit of a slog, but every time you think of a way to improve the narrative, it's adding stuff, like... You know what, that's fair, Skull. I honestly like Robotic Notes exactly as it is, but just in the grander scheme of the science adventure series, it's definitely the slower one. I think it's just because the main cast is so normal. Everyone's so normal for the most part. And normal doesn't really work with the rest of this, like, science adventure series, because, like, the characters in Steins Gate, I guess, are normal enough, but, like, they're toonies, a lot of them. I'll definitely be thinking about Chaos Child a lot in life, just in general. I hope Anonymous Code is good, because it's the last one besides side games. And it's also the most recent one, because it came out, what, the year or two before? You have the patch site bookmarked. It is bedtime. Sleep well, Pyro. Thank you so much for popping in and chatting a bit. I do appreciate it. I don't know how much longer I'll keep yapping, but we'll see. Yapping can go on for a while. Good night, Pyro. Love you too. Screams. Okay, yeah, so Cultic 9, starting that anime next week. Definitely want to start the watch party with, the quote-unquote inaccessible, bad end from Kudusu's route. Let's see if I can find the link for that. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's only 17-ish minutes for the unused bad end in the Kudusu route, so I'm definitely very interested to seeing how this goes. Oh, also the translation in this video is also official, not done by the Committee of Zero either, so that'll be interesting. Like, apologies because the ending was never completely finished, yeah, blah blah. This is running an engine, they have not modified the script file in any way. That'll be very interesting. I definitely would like us to start doing that. Your browser crashed, oh no. Quinn set some of the comments that I'm saying. I'm gonna ignore those. But yeah. So we'll definitely start the watch party with that. Maybe we'll only watch 5 episodes because that's 17 minutes, but we'll see. The goal is at least 5 for sure, because if we can watch like half of the anime, then we can watch the rest of the half the next time type thing. But I'm definitely very interested to see what Occultic 9 has in it, because it's mostly just the light novels, and I think it was the light novels first and then the visual novel adaptation, which did not get translated and published outside of Japan, which I do find that really interesting. I hope seeing the anime will help us understand why, maybe, because who knows, it might be an even weaker entry than Robotics Notes. That'll be interesting to see, for sure. I think the main thing that's also getting to me is that Anonymous Code is going to be so short. It's literally shorter than, like, Linear Bounded Phenogram, and that was short. So, right, I think you're right. I don't think it was supposed to be a science adventure entry originally here. I could maybe look into this. Hang on. Cultic 9. Hello. Yeah, so it was a light novel series first, later adapted into the visual novel, published by Mages, of course. November 2017. That's when that came out. Interesting. Huh. So the original run for the light novel was from 2014 to 2017. That's around when Chaos Child came out. That's really interesting. Huh. The anime came out in 2016. And then the video game came out in 2017. That's really interesting. So even the anime came out before the visual novel did. And the visual novel is on PlayStation 4, Vita, and Xbox One, and of course Japan only. So this will definitely be pretty different. So, like, I'll be kind of curious as to why I ended up getting chucked into the science adventure series. Oh, the light novels were translated to English, from what I can tell. 3 volumes have been released, and there was a planned 4th volume. So, yeah, it seems like even the light novels didn't get finished. That's really interesting. Oh, shoot. Okay, so the first volume came out 2014, the second volume 2015. So the anime probably only covers those 2, because the third novel came out in 2017. So that probably has something to do with the content in-game for the visual novel. Shikura has said he's considering releasing the game in the West. I don't think it is. A Switch port was announced in September 2018. I don't think that ended up happening. However, yeah, the story content was planned to be added to the previously released versions as a free update. However, following an extended period of no additional information, it was confirmed to be cancelled during a live stream in August 2022. Shikura also stated that if they were to revisit Occultic 9 one day, it would be with a remake similar to Robotics Notes Elite. I find it interesting that it's saying specifically Robotics Notes Elite, because, like, if I can have my thoughts, like, Steins Gate Elite was a little bit of a reboot, but it was more of, like, removing a little bit of things and then, like, adding the anime stuff. I don't remember if Robotics Notes Elite came out before or after, Steins Gate Elite. But if it's, like, saying with a remake similar to Robotics Notes Elite, I think that tells me that, like, more stuff was added or remade for Robotics Notes Elite versus original Robotics Notes, because we didn't play the original Robotics Notes, just Elite, because that's what's available on Steam. But that's really interesting. So, huh. It doesn't say anything about it not originally being for the Science Adventure series, but it does seem like it was dropped for several things, so that's really interesting to me. Especially the light novel release thing, because only 2 volumes were out before the anime adaptation. And there was supposed to be a 4th one, and it never happened. That's really interesting to me. Robotics Notes Elite did in fact happen before Steins Gate Elite. And Robotics Notes Elite was also released the same year as Chaos Child. That's really interesting to me. Chaos Head Noah came out a year after Chaos Head. I somehow thought that the Chaos Head Noah was, like, further apart from original Chaos Head, so that's interesting. But yeah, since Anonymous Code is going to be fairly short, we'll probably end up doing Steins Gate Elite after, if not the Steins Gate reboot. And it'll be fun if we do end up doing those back-to-back, just because, like, they're both remakes of the original. So it'll be interesting to see how they compare, type thing. But yeah, no, all of this will definitely be very interesting, seeing how things continue for the Science Adventure series. There's a canonical short story called Tomorrow in the Box. A book celebrating the series' 5th anniversary, which released in January 2014. It's a crossover between the first 3 entries in the series, Chaos Head, Steins Gate, and Robotics Notes. I'm very interested in that, because that sounds interesting. Throughout the series, the development team aimed for a rate of 99% science and 1% fantasy. Honestly, that's fair. Back to the Future Part 2 is a direct influence on Steins Gate specifically. Oh, and the mages cooperated directly with JAXA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, for robotics notes. That's actually kind of crazy. Oh, huh. And I definitely can hear that. Albo noted that while all the games are part of one series, their sounds have different images. Comparing them to weather, he called Chaos Head rainy, Steins Gate cloudy, Robotics Notes clear weather, and Chaos Child stormy. I definitely can hear that. And he used the same process for all of them when composing the music, yeah. Huh, that's really cool. Me when I'm 99% science. This is really interesting, just to read the Wikipedia page. Okay. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so both Occultic 9 and Anonymous Code were intended to be part of a separate series from Science Adventure. That's interesting. The former's original light novels, Occultic 9, were labeled as a separate Paranormal Science NVL series. Its visual novel adaptation and Anonymous Code refer to internally as part of the Science Visual Novel series, which was originally announced to be separate from Science Adventure, but has since been incorporated into the series. Occultic 9 was planned to be updated with new story content tying it more closely with Science Adventure with an expanded release title, The New World, but those plans ultimately scrapped. That's really interesting to know that even Anonymous Code was intended to be part of this different series. That's definitely something that we'll have to keep in mind when we get to that. Although I guess it kind of extra works out that we're watching Occultic 9 and then playing Anonymous Code, since they both were originally intended to be part of the Science Adventure series. That's really interesting. But yeah, definitely the Wikipedia page about the Science Adventure series is definitely an interesting read for sure. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to keep venturing on the Science Adventure series. Since an ad break is incoming, I think that is my sign to stop yapping and get back to finding someone to raid and calling it a night. Go ahead and snooze it. Let me find someone to raid. But if any of you that are currently watching right now and are in the Discord channel and have not yet voted on the poll for selecting a time for us starting the watch party, please do vote now. Yeah. Because it'd be cool. I don't know. We could raid into Mr. Accomplice. They are currently playing Undertale. They're doing the pacifist route. I did almost raid them earlier though, before and they were doing the genocide route, so it'll be interesting seeing the ghosts of the genocide route as they do this pacifist route. Definitely an interesting choice to have done that. I wonder if it's their first time playing through it with that information, but I don't know. But yeah, no, Chaos Child is definitely going to stay with us for a while. Yeah, I'll go ahead and start the raid into Mr. Accomplice. Thank you guys so much for joining as always. I hope you guys look forward to more of our Science Adventure series adventures, especially now that we have closed this chapter and we'll be going on to the next one. But yeah, I definitely appreciate your support as always. I think I will in fact go ahead and slap this onto the video at the start of the true ending. It'll be weird, not weird, but like kind of dumb to separate them when they can be together and friends. I feel like I should shut the fuck up. I'll catch you all next time though. I'll try to have schedule up sooner than later on the server, same time as always before though, for other things. Hades tomorrow. We're finally working on that subathon backlog. Yippee. If you guys have more thoughts to share about Chaos Child or any of the other Science Adventure series, there is in fact the forum page in the Discord server, so please yap there or in the comments of the YouTube video if that's where you are. And I will catch you all next time. Whenever you're next able to join me, I hope we have a delightful time together. Yeah, I don't know. But